All right, so once again, I'm live, chilling, running around. Shoot, um, covering some topics. Um, Probably need to be addressed. Um, um, so things need to be addressed and things like that. Um, so dang fingers on the rise, something like that. Spring break travelers.
News for you on this Tuesday morning. Many people are making a run to somewhere warmer right now for spring break.
Yeah, if you are headed out or maybe you just got back, the CDC is asking you to be extra careful of a tropical disease that is spreading right now in some pretty popular vacation spots. Chinu Her joining us from the Live Center with what we need to know. Good morning, Chinu.
Yeah, good morning, Tommy Kelly. The CDC says the dengue fever is spreading rapidly in certain parts of the world, and it's especially high in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands right now. Now, this virus spreads through mosquito bites. The agency released recently an advisory for disease activity and transmission. The CDC also says most cases in the United States happen in people that have been traveling. Anyone traveling to some tropical spring break destinations should be sure to use insect repellent, wear long-sleeve shirts and long pants outdoors, and sleep in a room with air conditioning or screened windows. So as we take a look at this map here, this is current cases in all American territories right now. There are more than 1,100 cases. Minnesota hasn't reported any, but Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois have all reported at least one infection in each state. Puerto Rico has more than 1,000 of those cases, and Florida is the most right now on the mainland with 45. The CDC says many countries have reported a higher than usual number of dengue cases last year, and so far this year, spring and summer travel happens during dengue fever peak season. And so something the CDC is currently keeping an eye on right now, again, as people are traveling for spring break, guys.
Infection. So this is about feral pigs. So it's very interesting to me about this case I was reading. So I gotta look into this thing. Man develops life-threatening infection after eating broiled pig. Probably had to pull it up. All right, got it. I mean, so that's that. Heart cancer.
Do you want a modern tech stack? Do you want a great culture?
Cancer isn't a single disease of a single body part. Different types of cells and organs in the body can suffer from different types of cancers. Breast cancer, lung cancer, skin cancers, prostate cancer, stomach cancer, leukemia, which affects the blood, and many others. However, one organ is practically immune to getting cancer: the heart. If you search for the disease frequency, you will find that some estimates say it only shows up in 0.002% of cases, which is 2 in every 100,000 individuals of those who died from cancer. So, why does our heart, which incessantly pumps blood 24/7, 365, until the day we die, so rarely get cancer? In other words, why is heart cancer so rare on the list of cancers that afflict more than 18 million people around the world each year? For starters, heart cells are what biologists call terminally differentiated. Simply put, that means that the heart cells will forever be heart cells, and they won't make new heart cells. When your heart formed as a baby, the heart cells, and more specifically, the cardiac muscles of the heart, make fewer and fewer new cells. The cardiac muscle cells of an adult rarely divide, if ever. This is why heart muscles can't repair themselves after an injury. We simply cannot make new cardiac muscles to replace the damaged ones. So what does any of this have to do with cancer? Well, everything. Cancer is a disease that depends on cell division and growth. It is essentially a form of growth gone rogue. Human life, like all life, starts with a single cell zygote. That single cell divides and multiplies. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and so on until it forms a fetus. A fetus turns into a newborn, and that baby grows into a toddler. The toddler grows into a child, and the child becomes a teenager. The teenager then has a growth spurt into adulthood. By the time you're an adult, you have a stable 30 trillion cells in your body. That expansion from 1 cell to 30 trillion cells is exquisitely, insanely regulated. One might even say micromanaged. As an adult, cells typically only divide to replace old or injured cells, like how you heal after getting a scraped knee. However, a cell's DNA may sometimes undergo mutation, which can mess up certain signposts of the cell's regulation. These mutations happen when cells divide because the DNA may have been copied incorrectly into the new cell, or because chemical factors such as UV rays or reactive oxygen radicals change the DNA. Most of the time, a mutated cell naturally self-destructs, or the body eliminates it. This line of defense, however, isn't foolproof. With age, more old cells accumulate, and some mutations slip through. Sometimes these mutations are inherited from our parents. When a mutated cell divides, it passes that mutation on to its lineage. If you keep adding new mutations to that lineage, and the body keeps failing to detect it, a cell will eventually have so many mutations that it can wreck the entire cell's regulatory system, erasing important signposts and making new ones. At that point, you may have a rogue cell that only knows how to grow. The cell divides and divides and divides rapidly, uncontrollably, and insatiably. These are known as cancer cells. Certain parts of the body, such as the skin, stomach, inner lining of the colon, and breasts, continually lose cells and replace them. Digestive acids and enzymes corrode the gut cells, and just think about how often you rub dry skin off your hands or arms. Even breast tissue swells and shrinks based on normal hormonal activity within the body. These types of cancers, skin, breast, colon, are more common because cells in these areas of the body replicate more frequently than other cell types. Furthermore, they are often more directly exposed to carcinogens, such as UV rays from the sun that hit the skin and the various cancer-causing agents that we breathe into our lungs. The heart, on the other hand, doesn't divide and may be rarely exposed to these types of carcinogens. Therefore, none of the above processes can happen. No mutations and no cell division to pass those mutations on means no cancer. Well, almost. First of all, non-cancerous tumors of the heart do happen, which need to be surgically removed. Second, cancers that start in the heart, called primary tumors, usually happen in the outer coverings of the heart and are made of a type of cell called the epithelium.
So that's about heart muscle and stuff like that.
Hey there, my web crafting wizards. In today's episode, I want to show you a cool new way you can make some extra money as a designer or a developer.
All right, on the copyright section of 106, this is right for allowances for fair uses. This is not meant to infringe. This is the thing I was looking at called neural marketing. Basically, it's showing how brains control your brain. What you buy and all that. Okay, this this is very interesting. Called neural marketing.
My name is Marie, and I'm a liberated woman. I lead my life as I wish. Which is why I've chosen this brand. The skin cream, I can't do without it. The sensation when I apply it's a real pleasure. When I get home from the gym, I often stop at this burger restaurant. I love its smell and the toasted bread. And it's so nice inside. I reserved my train tickets through this travel agency. There are so many images there that make me want to get a return trip to the sunshine. It's like my bank. I recently changed over to this credit company. I took out a loan for what I need to buy for the kids. My name is Marie, and I'm a liberated woman. All these products because I'm worth it. Well, Marie, do you really think you're a free and liberated woman? Do you know the smell of fast food is deliberately designed to produce an emotional reaction? The travel pictures are deliberately chosen to arouse your desire. The bank slogan is specially created to play on your fears. Your body cream has been developed to spark a desire from within your brain. You didn't realize that, of course. Why should you? It's all calculated using the latest technology from neuroscience, like an MRI or an electroencephalogram. These new sales methods have a specific technique to control your brain. It's called neuromarketing. But, my dear consumers, you're not meant to know about it. Neuromarketing is a taboo subject among the companies of the 21st century. Come on, activate your neurons. We'll introduce you to the best-kept secrets of the major brands you know well. One marketing company has exceptionally agreed to show us how one mass-market retailer studies your behavior and incites you to buy. We meet up in central Paris, a typical-looking building. And this is our floor. On the door is a somewhat unusual sign, and inside, not a resident apartment, but a supermarket. We call this an experimental store, and it's in this kind of shop that we'll ask people to pretend to do their shopping. It allows us to study their behavior. Eric Sandler works for BVA, a market study agency, whose clients include some well-known brands that test new packaging and placements on the store's shelves. From his observation, post Eric Sandler tracks the consumer's reaction in the store's aisles. They're volunteers from the public in the street below. Each wears a strange-looking pair of glasses worth 20,000 euros. Using a system of red dots, the glasses record each movement of the eye to the nearest millisecond. It's known as an eye tracker. And here you can see she's looking in a specific area for a product that interests her. There she's found it. And it's what we call a direct purchase, something she hasn't looked at too closely. We've also put on the glasses. Suddenly we seem to see everything so much more clearly. They demonstrate exactly which elements spark our impulse to buy something without us knowing. By analyzing the look and its direction, can you analyze what's going on inside the brain somehow? Well, the tools permit us to go beyond words and to better understand how the human brain works and how individuals reach the decisions that they take. For example, how the shape of the spoon, the mashed potato, the color, or the design of the masher's image will capture one's attention. So it goes some way to explaining the element that help us reach a decision on a subconscious level. Playing with your subconscious to make you buy something is the aim of this new high-tech marketing, which makes us think of a word that's like marketing. It begins with an M, manipulation. Let's check the dictionary. Manipulation, the state of being manipulated, shrewd or devious management, especially for one's own advantage, without the subject's knowledge. Without the subject's knowledge, here precisely is the new tool of BVA, the first neuromarketing device being developed in France, the electromyograph. Its inventor is Olivier Druller, a researcher in neuroscience. Nestle and L'Oreal have already signed up to test their ads using this machine. It's subconscious, but every time you watch advertising, your brain receives and acts on millions of different bits of information.
So this is about neuromarketing. So that's why your brain, you see all the brands and you light up. You say, man, I gotta buy that. I gotta buy this. I gotta buy that. I gotta buy this. I gotta buy that. So that's part of the equation.
They provoke emotions you're not even aware of. The electrodes on the face and fingers allow these to be tracked. There's one muscle, it's called the zygomatic or smiling muscle. Even if the muscle itself doesn't smile, of course, you can detect an electromyographic impulse. That's the corrugator, which is activated during those negative emotions. This method is interesting because it detects subtle, discrete, and often subconscious emotions. So cute. The importance of the subconscious as marketing is not hard to understand. Here's an ad for McDonald's new line of hamburger. Oh, he's so cute. He's so chubby. Oh, you're too cute. Some Tabasco, a bun scattered with paprika, a new red chili pepper. The reactions of the human guinea pig are registered by the different curves. Now that's more than just an impulse. It's almost at maximum level. We can comfortably say there was a strong, positive emotion. After the test, Olivier Druller asks the lady at what point did she feel.
So that's that. So let's go back to this neuromarketing.
About 100 years ago, companies in the Western world ran into a problem. Consumers had everything they needed, so the companies came up with a great idea. Persuade people that they need more things, even things they didn't really know they needed. And nowadays, companies are studying your brain to get you to keep buying more stuff. This is called neuromarketing, and neuromarketing is like marketing on steroids. Companies know us better than we know ourselves.
The brand exists nowhere else but in the mind of consumers.
We're going to tell you how companies are getting into your head. In the 1950s, a clever marketer shocked the world with an astonishing experiment. He flashed the messages, drink Coca-Cola, and eat popcorn on a cinema screen too briefly for the audience to even notice. He claimed this had people rushing to the counters in droves to buy Coke and popcorn. This story sounds too good to be true, then that's because it is. Thankfully, we're not that easy to brainwash.
It was obvious. He made that up. There's no such thing as a brain spy button.
This is Prince Gunnar, a marketing professional. He and neuroscientist Matt Johnson wrote a book on how companies tailor their marketing to our brains. So the good thing is, we are not mindless shopping zombies, but we do make a lot of our decisions subconsciously. And that's where neuromarketing comes in. Companies are trying to better understand how our brain works to figure out what we really.
So neuromarketing is basically, trying to find out, like how your brain works and things like that, and then they use it to influence your spending decision habits and so forth and like. Very, very clever how they're using these tactics. And they use the tactics so clandestinely that we can't figure it out sometimes. So people just have to realize that. Yep.
Want. Traditional marketing studies work like this. Someone will ask me, do you want an apple or do you want a chocolate bar? And I'd say, I of course want the apple. Do I really want the apple?
So we feel as if we're in control. We feel as if we're the author of our decisions and we're thinking things very rationally. But study after study after study shows that we are extremely irrational and that we're, generally speaking, pretty unaware of the full range of factors which ultimately inform and sometimes actually decide the different behaviors and paths that we take.
In short, we don't always know what we want. We don't know if we actually want the apple or if we prefer the chocolate bar, but our brain doesn't lie. And that's why neuromarketers have adopted a range of technologies in their marketing studies to see what's happening under the hood inside consumers' brains. Functional magnetic resonance imaging and electroencephalograms measure activity in the brain. Eye tracking shows where we direct our attention, and heart rate and skin conductance show what we find exciting.
For better or worse, people are complex and the brain is really complex.
Uma Kamaka is a scholar whose research revolves around how we make decisions.
And what neuroscience does is it gives us access to some of these emotional elements or these elements that might not be fully conscious, and tells us a little bit more about some of the things that might also be contributing to people's experiences and choices.
Take Cheetos, for example. When his parent company Frito-Lay asked consumers how they felt about the brand, and he said, well, it's a bit of a kid's snack. But when they look,
And that's why you see people start eating Cheetos more. Because they start looking at it more what it is. Hmm. Hmm.
Than a half 4 years. I need to start making a living and do it relatively quickly.
Start sooner, finish faster. Nursing at ECPIU.
What's my brain right?
Only about 15% of you will watch this video through to the end. Think about that. In a few minutes, most of you will be gone. lured away by another notification, a fresh piece of content, some shiny new dopamine hit. I know, I don't blame you. I get it. Your brain, my brain, in fact, everyone's brain is in the midst of a massive rewiring we've never seen in human history. It's a pattern that's literally happening across every social platform. You know that restless feeling, that itch to check your phone, that inability to stay put? Some call it. And let me confess something. I'm making this video because honestly, lately, I've been feeling all of it too. The same restlessness, that same short circuit in my inability to read books. I'm finding it harder to sit through movies, TV shows, and harder to simply think. I am terrified of losing this ability, but I can't quit social media because it's my job. So I thought, what better way to study this phenomena, the history, the future, and why all of it is happening, and also share everything that I learned with all of you guys. Those who stuck till here, thank you so much. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes because I'll show you exactly what's happening inside your head, why it's happening, and what we can do about it. It's really important because I feel if we don't understand how our little ancient hardware reacts to modern overload, we're just losing the very capacities that focus, creativity, insight that makes us human. As you're watching this video, like right now, your brain is being rewired in real time. But to understand exactly what's going on, you need to look at how our brains evolved to process information in the first place. We're going back in time. Let me introduce you to the OG human, the hunter-gatherer. His brain, which is basically very identical to ours, evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to do something very specific. Let's pay attention to what matters and filter out what doesn't. For example, when he sees a predator or sees berries, that's his food, his brain releases dopamine, chemical that says, hey, this is important, pay attention to this. But fast forward to 2024, we still have the same basic brain architecture, but now instead of the occasional predator that we stumble upon now and then, our brains are continuously being flooded with the same reward chemicals, not for finding food or avoiding danger, but for this. Every notification, every like, every scroll, each one triggering the same ancient circuitry. Brain.
So basically, about your brain rotting, and when you watch a lot of stuff, propaganda and things like that, your brain can easily rot. So you just have to be careful with these type of things. So, like I said, when you look at this kind of stuff, you got to know what's really going on. We're talking about weathering and stuff like that. There's a lot of things going on with this weathering stuff and all this other stuff. So, yeah. So, topic on weathering here.
Raptor introduces another layer of emergency alerting with Raptor Badge Alert. By simply pressing a button, staff can send pre-configured alerts securely over a long-range LoRa network. Strategically placed beacons triangulate the badge's location, providing floor-level accuracy.
It happens hundreds of times a day in this country. The birth of a child to a child.
40 years ago, the public was outraged. It seemed there was a wave of teenage girls, particularly black teenage girls, getting pregnant.
How old are you?
14.
How old is your baby?
My baby's 4 months.
So this was a new idea, this new deviant class of people, and it was portrayed in these terms that were really not accurate.
Babies having babies, yeah, broken homes, you know.
Right, yeah. The whole thing, and none of that applied.
Arlene Geronimus was at the time a graduate student. The prevailing wisdom was that high rates of infant mortality in the black community were because women were having children when they were too young.
I had worked in a school for pregnant teens, and none of what I was hearing and had taken as common sense myself was what I was seeing.
Geronimus looked at the numbers and found that, actually, younger mothers were having more successful pregnancies.
For the black women, the lowest risk ages were in the teens, in the late teens.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went straight up, so that by the 20s, and certainly by the mid to late 20s, there was substantially more risk of infant mortality if you had a baby compared to.
And this actually makes more sense because you probably would have more problems the older you get than younger. So that's actually a good topic right there. I just understand it is more so like, it is what it is, right? But at the same time, this is why you can't believe when they tell you as well.
If you were 18 or 19 and by 35, things were off the charts.
How did people react to what you found?
Not very well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
People thought I was promoting teen childbearing. The papers wrote columns where they called it things like research queen says let them have babies. I got death threats.
Geronimus became a professor in the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, where she teaches to this day. She lowered her profile, but also widened her perspective, examining indicators like the lower life expectancy of black Americans compared to white Americans. She developed a theory that stress caused by racism and other societal pressures contributes to poor health. She named it weathering.
The idea of weathering was connoting sort of how a rock, for example, would be weathered by hundreds of years of rain and wind.
Of course, it's going to affect it.
It's going to affect
and
it.
Wear it down.
Absolutely wear it down. I like the word weathering in particular because it also has another meaning, which is that you weather the storm.
The weathering theory deals with not just length of life, but quality of life. For example, while on average black women outlive white men, Geronimus found that black women faced shorter active life expectancies than white men. That is, black women become disabled at earlier ages. After decades of working on the theory, she's now pulled it all together in a book called, of course, Weathering.
Weathering is the way that racism, structural racism, makes life very hard.
This is not something that just affects people of color, weathering. I think that's an important point that you make. It can be a class issue as well. There's a lot of different factors.
It can be a class issue. It can be a stigmatized group issue. Anybody who's human is capable of becoming weathered and will become weathered to some degree if they're also oppressed or marginalized or suffering endless stressors, whether it's environmental or material hardships or hunger, or whether it's the fact that you're not affirmed or valued and you have to question where you belong and what it's safe to do or say in different situations.
She endured a lot for this work, and we just have to applaud her. Her courage is remarkable.
Dr. Kimberly Dawn Wisdom has spent much of her career putting Geronimus's theories into practice, trying to overcome the impacts of weathering. Dr. Wisdom is the Senior Vice President of Community Health and Equity at Henry Ford Health in Detroit. She was Michigan's first Surgeon General.
The body keeps score.
Day-to-day stress actually changes the body down to the cellular level, leading to premature aging.
So take diabetes, take hypertension, take cardiovascular disease, infant mortality, maternal mortality. Just multiply the poor outcome by 2 or by 3, and that's what you see in populations of color. So it's like the Caucasian population can catch a cold, but populations of color actually develop pneumonia.
So, for example, the latest studies show infant mortality rates for Black Americans that are more than double those of.
So that goes to show you something's going on there. Most likely in the hospital. No, I look like we. That this could be a good thing, but this could be a bad thing. It's good to know, but it's bad that this has been going on so long. Insurance companies that's about insurance company $41 billion in 2020. These insurance companies are making a lot of money. And this is about health insurance.
Come with me on a perfect day as a kinesiology major at George Mason University.
Then what about the moment when you actually realize that you're not here by accident? That there is a God that really loves you.
For-profit owners sometimes cut costs to boost margins in this of the U.S. population and hold more than half of the nation's wealth.
They're soon going to be hitting their long-term care years in a major way. I think this space is completely underprepared for the number of older adults that are going to need long-term care and end-of-life care.
As baby boomers move toward retirement homes, nursing facilities, and hospice care, it's flooding into an already struggling industry plagued by labor shortages, climbing costs, and chronic government underfunding. Since 2020, the U.S. has lost more than 62,000 nursing home beds and saw 774 nursing homes close their doors. Currently, the U.S. has more than 14,000 nursing homes and long-term care facilities to provide for almost 5 million Americans.
We've historically relied heavily on families. There's not going to be the number of family members that we've had in the past. We came to the
That's right. Nursing homes. Now that's kind of interesting. All the nursing homes, what's going on there, but this is about your nursing homes and how they get money and all that. And then they're revolutionary with AI as well. So all this should be talked about, but it's not.
There's a new face at an aged care home in Wagga Wagga in central New South Wales.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Tammy. Please don't forget to sign in when you arrive.
Take me to your leader, or even better, the cafe.
Hi, follow me. I will guide you to the cafe.
I think it's that way. I like your hair. The concierge robot at Baptist Care brightens the day for residents like Anne Coyer. Is this authorised gaming? Anne? How smart is this robot? What else can it do? Can you order for a pizza? This is the start of something much bigger. Robotics and AI are coming to aged care.
Introducing robotics, I guess, is sometimes the initial challenge, is getting the robotics in, but then building to those more deeper use cases are absolutely something that is being considered, not just Baptist Care, but right across the sector.
Inside the Wagga home, another robot vacuums and mops, freeing up staff for more rewarding work.
More interaction with residents, which I know as a cleaner, yeah, you're still cleaning, but you can still speak to the resident as you're working.
One obvious question, Karen, is that as these robots come into nursing homes and get better and more efficient, won't they replace people like you?
No, I don't think so. They're irreplaceable.
Consigning the drudgery to robots and the more satisfying work to humans could tackle a huge problem in aged care, retaining people. It's already short-staffed, and about 65,000 workers leave the industry each year as demand surges.
People who are 85 years old or more, the number is expected to grow times 4 in the next 40 years.
Really is about supplementing and really increasing that workforce engagement so that people stay with us for longer.
In the basement, a third robot does the heavy lifting, running laundry bins along a 100-metre corridor between the loading dock and the lifts. Tom Culver is here to oversee his company's robots.
And this one's been great because it's really getting through tight spaces, even those elevators, very tight.
In a home full of fragile people, the slightest bump could have dire consequences.
Watch the person in the wheelchair.
Yo, what's up, man?
Uh-oh. what up, man?
What's going on?
BJ over here. I didn't even know you bro on it, man. I just got a text over something like I got it, but I didn't look for each. I know you hit me on Facebook, you hit me on a couple different. I gotta start looking at my
no, look, you know what's crazy? I know why you ain't get it. Cause I was doing a video and they hit another copyright on the jump.
When? Today?
Yeah, like about 30 minutes ago.
For what?
Man, yo, I told you, man, like Monel sent me a message yesterday, right? And he was like, it ain't the playing the videos. He was like, it's probably something in these videos I be playing that the algorithm pick up and they don't want it to be put out there.
And you gotta what's the name too? You gotta remember to make sure stop that motherfucker, talk through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did.
To it.
But yeah, I did. But he was saying it's just
they're fucking with you. They're messing with you. They're messing with you.
Yeah, because like I was playing this video earlier and it was like 4 minutes in it and then it just stopped. But it's all right. They didn't say your stream available, but it's all right. I was talking about weathering.
My bad.
We're talking about hospitals talking about now they say the CDC say you got dengue fever. It's popping up in areas with kids on spring break and stuff like that. So yeah, they saying you had a man that died of an infection from eating some feral. No, he didn't die. He got sick from eating a pig or something. Insurance companies made $41 million in 2020. And I'm talking about heart cancer. So now I'm talking about these this bullshit right here. Hold on.
You shared the VR? You shared it out already?
Yeah, I mentioned. Yeah.
I am. Hold on. Let me share it out.
That's 5 years. They're just really built for safety. That's the key job.
Before the robot's arrival, the heavy bins were responsible for several workplace injuries.
They're heavier than they look, yeah. And this one is only yeah. So when you take it 3/4, it goes sideways. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah. So bring it on. I'll be the first one to use it.
The coming generation of robots can do a lot more than push laundry baskets. AI programs can already converse with people.
They're still messing with your sound, man. You should. You know what you should do, bro? You should complain to YouTube, bro. You know what I mean? You should complain like, bro, y'all messing with my sound. You know what I'm saying? You copyright my videos. What's up with you guys? Shadow ban my channel. What's up with that, bro? That's not cool.
That's how it works, man. What's up, Shaq?
Yo.
Peace. What's the word, man?
Hey, look. Nothing much, man. Looking at this stuff. Look, Frank, I'm gonna play this for you. I'm gonna send this to you.
What is it?
Well, one of them I'm playing something about neuromarketing, how they use brains to manipulate you.
Oh yeah.
But because maybe maybe they didn't get it earlier. I already played it earlier, but I'm gonna let y'all hear this for yourself.
Hold up.
Yeah, Frank, play that video right there. That's very interesting.
Hold up. All right.
Very interesting.
See what the video you sent?
Yeah, weathering. I'm just going back through it. I already played it one time, but y'all won't on, so maybe y'all should hear this for yourself. More probably about a woman thing, really, but
the weather. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But then saying? You don't never know, you know what I mean, what shit has what on it, and you motherfuckers be playing games though.
That's how it be, man.
It was another claim. It wasn't a strike, right? It was just another claim.
Yeah.
They used to do that to me, bro.
Yeah, but that was a bit of like you talking about that. I was talking about the how these brands manipulate you. Oh, here it is right here. Yep, this is it.
Particularly black teenage girls getting pregnant.
How old are you?
14.
Oh, shit. How old is your baby?
My baby's 4 months.
So this was a new idea, this new deviant class of people, and it was portrayed in these terms that were really not accurate.
Babies having babies.
Babies having babies.
Yeah. Broken homes, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And none of that applied.
Arlene Geronimus was at the time a graduate student. The prevailing wisdom was that high rates of infant mortality in the Black community were because women were having children when they were too young.
I had worked in a school for pregnant teens, and none of what I was hearing and had taken as common sense myself was what I was seeing.
Geronimus looked at the numbers and found that, actually, younger mothers were having more successful pregnancies.
For the Black women, the lowest risk ages were in the teens, in the late teens, and then they went straight up, so that by the 20s and certainly by the mid to late 20s, there was substantially more risk of infant mortality if you had a baby compared to if you were 18 or 19. And by 35, things were off the charts.
How did people react to what you found?
Not very well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
People thought I was promoting teen childbearing. The papers wrote columns where they called it things like Research Queen says, let them have babies. I got death threats.
Geronimus became a professor in the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, where she teaches to this day. She lowered her profile, but also widened her perspective, examining indicators like the lower life expectancy of Black Americans compared to white Americans. She developed a theory that stress caused by racism and other societal pressures contributes to poor health. She named it weathering.
The idea of weathering was connoting sort of how a rock, for example, would be weathered by hundreds of years of rain and wind.
Of course, it's going to affect it.
It's going to affect it.
Wear it down.
Absolutely wear it down. I like the word weathering in particular because it also has another meaning, which is that you weather the storm.
The weathering theory deals with not just length of life, but quality of life. For example,
you hear that, right?
On average, Black women outlive white men. Geronimus found that Black women faced shorter active life expectancies than white men. That is, Black women become disabled at earlier ages.
Hey.
The all-in-one multi-FX plugin from Serato Audio.
No, you can stop it right there.
Working on the theory,
Stop
she's
right
now
there. Now you hear that? So they're telling you that having a baby younger is actually healthier. See, back then it wasn't. I mean, they talk about teen pregnancy, et cetera, et cetera. So they always change the goalposts. So just something to think about.
Pulled it all together in a book called, of course, Weathering.
Weathering is the way that racism, structural racism, makes life very hard.
This is not something that just affects people of color, weathering. I think that's an important point that you make. It can be a class issue as well. There's a lot of different factors.
It can be a class issue. It can be a stigmatized group issue. Anybody who's human is capable of becoming weathered and will become weathered to some degree if they're also oppressed or marginalized or suffering endless stressors, whether it's environmental or material hardships or hunger, or whether it's the fact that you're not affirmed or valued and you have to question where you belong and what it's safe to do or say in different situations.
She endured a lot for this work, and we
go to that other video I sent you, because this is a video that's going to show you something. Break down the IVF thing, all a scam. Yeah, it's in your messenger.
You know what I'm saying? I would put that banner up. You feel me? I would get one of them banners right there on the side where it says banners. Put fair use up. You feel me? That'll protect you. You know what I mean? Too. You know, put the fair use up. BJ, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where the banner at?
Right. Okay. Let me see.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, just put one. Write it real quick. Fair use. You know, the Copyright Act 1976 or whatever. Just put that bad boy up, and it really can't say nothing when you do that because you got it. You know, you got it on your page. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you put fair use up?
I would put fair use under the Copyright Act, 1976 Copyright Act. Something like that for right now, you know, and then when you get off, you can make a longer, you know, and then put the low, you know what I mean? Make a longer one or whatever. Because these mugs, man, they be on that BS.
All right, cool.
Hell yeah, man. Flip that motherfucker on there, you see what I'm saying? And then
yeah. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, what the video is at?
Right here.
Oh no, not that. Hold on a minute. He playing it. He got it.
Have y'all played the update on the Twins?
Oh damn, I know, man. You know what? Nah, man, that's man.
I'm gonna go to it.
Yeah, that's real shit right there, man. Ain't nobody, you know.
Staneda started talking about having children. They knew it wouldn't be an easy road. Marissa has stage 4 endometriosis, a painful condition that can make getting pregnant incredibly difficult.
And I've had about 4 surgeries since my diagnosis. And as a result of that, have spent a lot of time being told by doctors that I may never get the chance to become a mom.
Marissa knew she'd likely have to turn to IVF to conceive. So she went through multiple painful rounds of egg freezing.
Every time I would have a retrieval, it would sort of send my endometriosis into a flare and make me pretty sick.
In 2023, the couple decided to make embryos and were ecstatic to hear they'd created 16. But with one call from the doctor, everything changed.
He basically said the words that immediately let me know something was wrong. I've never had to make a call like the call I'm making right now.
Marissa says the doctor told her because of a labeling error, all of her embryos had been discarded.
How do you just throw away?
Bro, stop it. Stop.
chance?
Stop. Hold on. Stop the video. Stop the goddamn video. What state is in?
Let me find. We gotta find out state she in. Why? What's the problem here?
Come on, man. Come on.
They've been throwing embryos.
Really?
They always throw embryos away.
They lost all 16. They threw all 16 away, bro. Frank.
That's what they do, man.
I'm just saying. She said because of an error of the labeling.
Yeah. They go to
What was the label? Nigger embos? What was the? I'm just saying, bro. I'm trying to put my mind in that. No, because I want to know where it's at. Because, like you said, you can easily check what play if you can, find out what, because I want to know who the employees of these facilities. Because the only way an error like that can be made is if you got motherfuckers that don't know how to read and write. Or overworked employees, where we know human error is it's always a possibility in any facet. But you just go at 16 embryos, bro.
Damn.
Hey, man. That's just
It sounds like now you need to pull up if you get a chance. Because remember, I told you about how they was running these egg these egg banks, nigga, where women was coming in and they was selling their eggs and stuff to this one place. They had got busted.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they've been doing that.
Egg harvesting. Yeah, female egg harvesting and stuff, boy. Come on, man. These people diabolical, bro.
Hey,
I'm gonna give it to people. I can't give them credit. I can't. You're right. I can't give people no credit, man.
Diabolical.
You know what I'm saying? So she got
that type of error.
She got a fat lawsuit.
Okay, we're gonna see. You shall continue.
The saga continues. You feel me?
It's for human life. Just toss it like it's the trash.
So in less than a week, you went from thinking we're having discussions about how many children do we want to have to every single embryo is just in the trash.
Yeah.
Marissa and Stephen's story is one of several recent examples of IVF gone awry. Last year, a Georgia woman gave up her 5-month-old baby after a DNA test revealed she'd given birth to someone else's biological son. Both she and the other family had used the same South Carolina fertility clinic for IVF.
It's like the happiest day of their life. It's like the worst day of mine.
Nightmare scenarios like these are thought to be rare, but an NBC News analysis found that in the last 5 years, more than 300 lawsuits have been filed over similar claims, where fertility clinics or related companies allegedly lost, destroyed, or even swapped patients' embryos, eggs, or sperm. The vast majority involved some form of product failure, like when a storage tank that keeps eggs and embryos frozen malfunctions. But more than a quarter of the lawsuits stemmed from alleged mistakes, miscommunications, and other types of human error, including Marissa's.
I feel like I've been robbed not just of our embryos, and not just of my time, not just of tens of thousands of dollars that I spent in that process, but I feel robbed of my choices.
Roughly 1 in 50 babies born in the U.S. today were conceived via IVF, but the federal government only tracks clinics' pregnancy success rates, not their mishaps.
My bad.
Experts.
My bad.
1 in 50 babies conceived IVF. If you really think about it, that's quite a bit of people, bruh. That's quite a bit of people. If it's every 1 in 50.
Where they getting all this damn money from, though? Where they getting all this money from, bro?
That's a good question. Well, that go with my thing.
Look, hey, we got some rocket scientists up in this bitch, boy. Shit. We got some motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Some millionaires up in this motherfucker, huh? Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do a calculation right quick. Hold on a minute.
How do they afford this shit? See, that's a lot because regular motherfuckers can't afford that, man. Come on, man.
Hold on, what?
They're talking about what they say.
Hold on, Frank.
What? The percentage?
Hold on, bro.
Oh, hey, Dan, how you do that, BJ?
What?
How you do that with that shit is how you do that?
Y'all see that?
I like his banner. I like how you did that, BJ. The fair use.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, Shaq. What were you saying? You're gonna have to show me how to do that later, BJ. What were you saying now? Shaq, what were you talking about? What were you showing us?
I don't know what he's showing.
Can't hear you. You on mute? Damn, he can't hear me. Damn, he's on mute. Wait, you can't hear me. We can't hear you. Damn.
Oh shit. Oh no, my bad. No, they saying it was I'm looking at the news, 10 o'clock news, and they were saying something about whoever the dude that did that shooting down in El Paso at the El Paso Walmart. So I'm talking about ISIS shooting or something. They talking about they offered him a plea deal, bro, for him not to get the death penalty. What?
They lying, dude. You know that's a damn lie, dude. Come on, let's talk about this for a second, man. Let's talk
Hold on, bro. What?
Bro, it don't go like that, bro. He got due process. So you mean to tell me you got to give immigrants? This is America. I think this dude is from here. I think he was born. He was a Mexican dude, but he was born here. It doesn't work like that. Even the damn illegals have due process. So you mean to tell me this motherfucking regular Mexican dude from America that he's not gonna get due process? He's gonna automatically offer him the deal. It don't work like that. That's why you have hearings.
So this happened in 2019.
Oh, El Paso. Oh, that
El Paso.
El Paso. The other one, and I remember that one from 2019. Oh,
you remember that one?
I remember that one. So they offer him the death penalty? I thought you were talking about the other day. I'm about to say, what the fuck? Nigga, that shit just happened on fucking 322 Skull and Bone Day. Okay, so how many motherfuckers did he kill? I forgot, though. That was 2019. What? How many motherfuckers did he shoot? Or the dude? Yeah, I'm about to say, nigga, even motherfuckers ain't supposed to, you know what I mean? Everybody get due process shit.
They said that 1 in 50 babies got get in the U.S. is born through IVF, right? That's over 1 million people, man. I think that's like 5 million people or more.
Those motherfuckers, and you mean to tell me 1 through 50 people have that much money to afford that? Damn.
Who say they got money? Who say they ain't giving it to making these people in labs and just doing it themselves?
You're right. Facts, bro.
As a matter of fact, you remember when Trump and Kamala were running, they both were talking about getting the IVF to be funded through the insurance companies.
I did not peep that, man.
Yeah. That's a big thing.
These motherfuckers.
Then they try to talk about giving free or at low cost.
Oh my God.
So just something to think about there. Because that will show you why these people are acting so weird. Matter of fact, the question you might want to ask is that woman that you fucking, was she conceived IVF? How you know?
How would you know, man? What the bitch put have a hold on, or you know what I mean? Damn. You're right, bro.
Because some of this behavior is not natural.
Yeah, I know they are acting weird, and people have been acting weird lately, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so they could be IVF. I don't know, but me and Chak be talking about this.
Yeah, man. Some of these athletes and stuff, these mother would be 7 foot tall in sixth grade. Bro, these mother was IBF. Or some clone bodies.
Yeah, so hey, look, man. Ain't nothing better than have a baby in the lab, man. Shit.
Once again, does the risk outweigh the reward?
Thanks.
The lady on the video is saying no. That's why she mad.
So, what? Did we get the final? I mean, did she sue? She just another? That's just another some sue paperwork filed, but ain't no action taken, huh? But that facility ain't been shut down, and nobody be up under the internal investigation.
Yeah, at your own risk, man.
Oh wow, and so that's all they're claiming they got to give, huh?
I'm just telling you, at your own risk. I don't know.
So they probably tell them, well, the chances are, hey, but that don't excuse for the possible, alleged malpractice, malfeasance, deliberate misrepresentation. You having that many infractions, bro? Like, who is working in this month? Who is working? That's what I'm saying. Who are the employees that's working in these labs, bro? Where they come from? What's their criteria? Did they get that position off merit? I got a question.
You know what? That married shit, married. Damn, they motherfucker be lying about that married.
Hey, look,
cold.
I'm gonna say this about that
married shit.
That really tell you the truth. These are specialized facilities. So the people who, Lyme disease is made in the lab. As a matter of fact, that's made in the lab.
All of them is made in the lab.
Yeah. Malaria,
all this stuff is made in the lab, bro.
Time out. Dengue fever. Because they saying that they got travel rises, really. They saying the kids on spring break, be careful because dengue fever is spreading. CDC put out a warning. As a matter of fact, the CDC got a new director that they nominated Trump administration. And I said, let me look into this Susan Manones or whatever her name is. She was with a company called ARPI. It's got to do with she's in the medical biotech, and she's a Bill Gates associate.
That's old girl that was for it, And then they booted a boy that wasn't for it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Dude, like that's fair. That's merit. No, that's merit. Shaq, that's merit right there. That's a merit base.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
damn, dude.
There was another guy named Bacardi and another one. I think one of them went to Stanford, so they couldn't. But this woman gonna be the director if nominated. Probably will be nominated actually. She's very pro jab, and not only that, she also is into that medical biotech stuff. As a matter of fact, she gonna report to RFK Jr. So yeah, but she's into that about it's AR, it's DARPA, but it's they think they took D off it or something like that. But yeah, yeah, her name is Susan Manones or something like that. So yeah, so when you talk about CDC and stuff, yeah, they did release a report, and then they also released the other report about if you're a teenager on spring break or college on spring break, be careful because dengue fever is going on right now. It's at high levels.
Well, you know what? Speaking of this genetic and this DNA stuff, you heard about 23andMe?
Yeah, they filed bankruptcy or something. Yeah.
Bro, they already got people DNA, bro. They've been passing it around, bro.
Yeah.
Creating clones around the world with your DNA, nigga.
Hey, man, that's fine, man. Hey, look, man. Look. You know what's so crazy? You remember that thing? You know when they drug test you at a job, the piss test you and all that? The motherfuckers used to go get their own different pisses and shit. I know my boy used to.
Motherfuckers used to do that shit back in the day. Hell yeah.
Well, look, what's so crazy? Let me tell you something, man. I was talking to a guy today. You could tell this motherfucker was fucked up. You could tell that motherfucker smoke or drink somewhat sometime when you look at this motherfucker hard enough. I was talking to a girl the other day, dang, you can smell this stuff coming out of her pores.
With the weed, huh?
No, I ain't talking about no damn weed. I'm talking about that drink.
Oh, yeah, the drink.
Yeah, she said she got fucked up for St. Patrick's Day. She like, I was fucked up. She like, on St. Patrick's Day, she drink from dawn to dusk. Then I saw one girl today sitting at the gas pump. She got a nose ring, a lip ring, and a tongue ring.
Wow.
Belly button ring too. That's a dang.
Off the hook, bro.
And the other girl that was in the car with her had a baby in the backseat. And the girl said, shit, she had a bottle of drink, walking ready, drinking it at the gas pump. I said, look at this shit here, right?
Wow.
She like, girl, it's 4:55. She like, I don't usually get drunk this day, but we're gonna get fucked up today. I look at the little baby in the backseat. I said, oh my God.
She was a little baby. Yeah, fuck the heck with the baby. The hell with that. Yeah, that's not you know what I mean?
Now the good thing is that she was I guess this was the passenger. But it just looked like she had some pajamas on and some slippers or something. She like, it's 4:55.
Yeah, they feel like this motherfucker nut dude come out like they just literally got out the bed. Like, dude, damn.
Yeah. I ain't telling a lie. That thing did have a little hump on the back, dude. But had a thong on too. I was just like, yo. I was like, yo, come on.
She said that's what but what she said, we're getting fucked up. That's the term.
Her friend said she was getting fucked up. And they were like, yeah, she like, you drinking early. She was like, yeah, it's 4:55. I'm drinking right now, baby. But the crazy thing that got me, these motherfuckers won't give a because that boy got out the car with the bottle in her hand, yo.
Bro, oh my God, bro. Wow.
Yeah. So I just want to bring that up to you. But go ahead and put a thing about the twins.
Damn, you can't run. Damn, what do you say? You can't. Dudes can't run their hair through their real hair. Damn, you gotta run it through
the fake hair neither.
To the Indian hair. Jack.
Say that is a problem.
IVF is the medicine of miracles. The problem is we just don't know how often things go well compared with
how frequently mistakes happen.
Dov Fox runs the University of San Diego's Center for Health Law Policy and Bioethics.
Yeah, I'm about to say something too.
He talking about miracles and shit, and we don't know how effective it's gonna be. What the fuck you taking it for?
How long IVF been in
bro?
Can we look that up?
They've been promoting it a lot.
It sound like some kind of sports team or something. Sports league.
Shoot, I guess
It is very fake.
Facts. Like, man. It sound like a fucking
yes, they going, but they are going in a little bit on this IVF.
cricket league or something, bro.
How long they been practicing this IVF stuff?
Good question. It's a good question.
That's what I'm saying. So they should have enough data on it today.
They started advancing it dramatically. The first IVF baby was born in 1978.
The first IVF baby was born in 1978. So obviously they've been working on it probably 20 years prior to that.
Yeah. So they already were doing it. That happened 9 years before I was born. So yes, that's good. Now we got a timeline. So that means we got plenty of IVF babies out here now.
That's so bad.
Hey,
They should have a pinpoint on the inadequacies. They don't ever want to give you no percentage on that stuff like that when it's something negative to the product, obviously, or to the procedure or treatment or therapeutic.
It's positive. They give all the little bullshit.
Well, we don't know. I gotta look at the numbers. Well, I hate when they be in Congress and these niggas you can't get nobody a number. Whoa, what are you in charge for then? If we didn't come prepared for the damn committee meeting.
I found out the numbers. I go look for them. Hey,
well, we know there's numbers out there, but
we're gonna lie.
Go to video of them teens you talking about because you brought the thing about the teens.
You said about the twins?
Yeah, twins. Yeah, twins. Yeah.
you should have played your girl video. She can't give you a copyright.
What you talking about?
Oh shit, I'm being messy, man. I'm sure.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, girl, I already know what you're talking about. Damn, dude.
She did one. She did one on that. She did an updated video.
So you know you can't get no copy.
She can't copyright you. No, I'm playing.
That shit low key funny, bro. I already know exactly what you was talking about when you first said it. But you know what? Okay, this dude
just found my actual dream
bag.
This
dude is biased, indisputable, right? He's low key biased and he's Democrat leaning. That's why I don't watch their channel ever. I just get sometimes little bits and pieces from the shit.
Yeah, he's professional, but he's too biased, bro. He's professional. He do a great journalism work, but it's too biased, man. He don't never say nothing about the left or the liberal side.
You know,
I'm like,
I mean, in this case, right? But in this case, I'll play. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he do be digging, so I'll play this, you know, in this case. But if it was some other political shit, different political shit, I would, you know, I'm not, because he's full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know,
but he gonna make it about some Trump shit though.
Fuck around.
I heard they're gonna make it about some MAGA or some Republican stuff.
It won't have nothing to do with any of that shit at all. And he'll make it about it. Like, what the fuck? There'll be some aliens or something. You're Trump. What the fuck? What's the shit? Motherfucker. The garbage man didn't come today. Oh, you're Trump. What the fuck? All right, so hold on. Okay, let me see. So it's a white dude. The reason why I'm playing this shit too because this is 5 days old. The rest of them are like 10 days old, 7 days old. So this is kind of
on eBay. This super rare center from a seller in Philly. Sports car driving in Stilettos kind of babe. And it came.
This is a hell of a story out of Georgia. A man has been arrested in connection to the deaths of black twin brothers. This story has a lot of twists and turns. It's going to make your blood boil. Put up the picture full mask. In Georgia, Quadir and Nazir Lewis, 19 years of age, were found dead just hours after they were expected to fly to Boston to visit friends on Saturday, March 8th. Their plane tickets were reportedly still in their respective wallets, found at the scene of the crime. Hikers discovered their bodies at the top of Bell Mountain. This is near North Georgia. It is the Georgia-North Carolina border, dozens of miles from where families say the brothers were living.
Hold on, stop there for a minute, Frank.
A murder.
Where's he reading this from? Does it show?
Let me see.
Is he reading it from somewhere? Verbatim, word for word.
I don't know, but I know. And in the next two clips, there's words right here written. You know what I'm saying?
So because he might be reading this on the screen. Is he reading it? Because I'm telling you, I see that same verbatim, every line for word he said in your girl description. She had it in there. That's why I'm like, whoa, wait. So I know she probably got it from.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm talking about word for word. So is this?
Right.
Is it copyright infringement? I mean, I'm saying they got it from a publication they written, somebody who read it up. They probably read it.
I see what you're saying. It's a good point.
I'm an engine. I'm an engine. Damn it.
Hey,
I speak how I speak. Hello? I speak how I hear, hello? Hey, Frank, I speak how I speak, hello?
That's a good point. That's a good point, though.
What's that?
About the infringement thing. You know, and the
Yeah,
thing is,
so they read it verbatim, word verbatim, like I guess somebody from a reporter, maybe from somebody who from a specific article that written this up, that wrote it up, probably.
Right.
Because she posted it in her description verbatim, every word he just said. I said, whoa. Because the way it's written is verbatim. These people are so goofy that they don't even change the words up to kind of make it fit. You know what I'm saying? They report verbatim, every word for word. You're like, bro, come on, man.
Like,
that's plagiarism. Yeah, that's plagiarism.
You know, I'm a professional journalist. You better respect my craft.
That's correct. That's plagiarism, bro.
You can copy and paste something good.
Yeah, man, that's what they do.
And paste them.
They know they ain't supposed to do that, but it is what it is.
That's a good point, though. But I mean, and see,
they do what they
but
want.
see, this is my thing with this right here, with this story right here, with this part, just right. You know what I mean? So the thing is, black. I mean, no, I ain't gonna talk about them. But this community right here, I don't want to say too much on your channel, but the European people, they're not gonna. My thing is, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be a big deal. The media is not gonna be. It's not gonna be a big deal. They're not gonna be put it out there like it should. You know what I mean? Like as far as the race of this person, but if it was another black person, then we'd be bashing him. Oh yeah, everybody. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Black on black. Well, what are you talking about? The twins, black on black crime. They be using that shit to, you know what I'm saying, to try to like a dagger toward you too. Oh, what are you doing? But see, when it's this, and when it's a white person that killed one of us, then it's people are silent. There's no stereotype or scenario for it. But if it was black on black crime, or another black, well, look at how you guys treat each other, that type of shit. So
hey, Frank. They be scratching their head trying to figure out what did they do? Did they do something? I mean,
motherfucker be innocent.
Damn.
Fucking pure snow in this bitch, bro, and they still gotta fucking find something.
What did they do? They must have done something.
You have a gun, like you know what I'm saying? Weird shit. Motherfucker's a detective. Why do you have a gun? Motherfucker, private investigator and shit. Ask why you had a gun. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker in the military and shit. Why do you have a gun on him? You shouldn't have had a gun on him. He's in the military, nigga. Dude, I don't like that. It's too See, now their narratives and shit are becoming our narratives, bro, as far as towards our people. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. I have a problem with that. Just like this dude right here, Indisputed. Shout out to him though. Y'all can check out the channel. You know what I'm saying? I know people on this channel, but shout out to you know what I'm saying? I just got to shout him out just on a shout out because we are playing this stuff. But the thing is, you should not be biased when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? You should not. When it comes out of shit like this, we gotta hold black people accountable too. We gotta hold everybody accountable. You know what I'm saying? But when a European or something does something like this to us, we cannot be surprised. and it can't be curt. I mean, it can't be like so quiet that you can hear a fucking mouse piss on cotton. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? You give us the same kind of, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about their criminality. Let's talk about criminality within the European community. Let's talk about that. Talk about the whole criminality system is based on European crime and drugs. You know what I'm saying? And cotton. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Scamology.
Got taught. Learned a lot.
Scamology. Why they don't put that in there?
You know what I'm saying?
But they come up with the most diabolical schemes and scams, bro.
Man, dude. I mean, taxing you alone is the biggest scam ever. You know what I'm saying? The money is the value of the money. See, money is dead. How the fuck does that even make sense? See, we're crazy, but see, and the thing is, they was able to put them on us. But like I said, Congress is the one doing it. Congress is the one letting them do it because Congress can stop the Fed if they want to do, but they don't because they're getting kickbacks. They're getting their whistle. What's that? Their beak wet. They're getting their beak wet. You know what I'm saying? So they good. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this though. You know something I'm looking at today, and I just think about this. I mean, it's good to report in a context. And what's that girl name? Felicia Rashad, that's her name, right? She was on the Breakfast Club, right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up because I would have forgotten.
Well,
not just because I'm high.
I kind of wasn't gonna bring it up in a
not just because of that
context because I'm like, what kind of game they running? What kind of side they running here, right?
But hold on, because we're gonna have to talk about it. Let's get to this because I want to see what he say, how he report on this. You know what I'm saying? So, because we got to talk about that because I posted it in the group chat for a reason.
About Trump and shit. Trump don't got nothing. It just say something about something stupid. They don't have nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? It just gotta be the opposing side. Like these motherfuckers be tripping, man.
Suicide by gunshot wound. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation has confirmed the arrest of former Towns County volunteer firefighter Scott Curlin, 42 years of age, in connection to the case. It gets even more interesting. According to the reports, the firefighter was fired on March 14th after he allegedly violated department protocol. Towns County Commission Cliff Bradshaw told 11 Alive. Curlin has not been charged directly in the deaths of the brothers, but he was hit with misdemeanor obstruction for allegedly snapping photos of the twins' dead bodies and then leaking those photos to the public, according to the GBI. The GBI's medical examiner has not shared the complete autopsy reports to.
Actually, he leaked it. The reason why they found it because he didn't leak it to he posted it on his social media platform, bro.
Leaked it.
He said he leaked it. See, I know he got to be careful because he in journalism, so he got to be careful the words he used. But in other reports, they say he posted it on his social media platform.
To the public yet, according to a spokesperson. Additional forensic tests are still pending. The family, however, continues to dispute the murder-suicide ruling, saying the twins would never hurt each other. Their aunt, Yasmin Bronner, said, quote, "They wouldn't do anything like this. To say they did this to each other? No. Something happened in those mountains and we want answers," end quote. In the meantime, their family has set up a GoFundMe in support of organizing a memorial for both of them. Obviously, this is not something you plan for as a parent. Cordeer and Nazir, you can go to that GoFundMe and assist. There are a lot of dynamics to this story. And we've been following the story in the state of Georgia. So one thing that stuck out to many is that they were in an area that normally they would not have been. And no one has been able to give an explanation as to why they were in those mountains and why did they miss their flight. Absolutely no information. And then the ruling of this murder-suicide thing happened so quickly. Once again, there's no exhaustive investigation before the proclamation of murder-suicide. And thirdly, how many times have we reported on Indisputable a mother's intuition or family's intuition? What they knew.
Because I thought he was going to get a real report. So he putting his he's spinning and putting it down on.
To continue to push the reality.
My bad, man. We ain't gonna.
No, stop it. You got to play enough because with he putting the narrative on the spin on it because he didn't even report all the information. Is they right? Yeah.
You know, okay, this is what's the name right here?
Because see, the firefighter was a volunteer firefighter, and it was another guy that they had in suspicion too, another firefighter. Now, the one he just reported on the Scott dude, he's supposed to have took photos, personal photos and posted to his personal social media account, right?
Facts.
Right. So he was not arrested in connection with the murder. He was arrested for like you said, obstruction, and possibly tampering with evidence or some shit like that. Misdemeanor. So they had nothing, but obviously they're gonna have to, but both it's another guy too. See, he didn't report the other guy. It's another guy, another volunteer firefighter. I think he took photos too or something.
Damn.
But it's another guy. So I thought he was gonna go ahead and give you the full stuff and then maybe put his spin on it. But he want to put his little spin on it first.
Not just the other.
No, it's another one. They both were volunteer firefighters that they got, I guess, was called or end up at the scene.
Over the top looking white. Remember that movie Over the Top with the arm wrestling nigga?
Over the top. Yeah.
Over the top looking white boy, man. What's up with this dude, bro?
Honda drivers, did you know Hondas have the highest resale value? If you want to keep your Honda's full value, only service your Honda with the experts at your local.
Look, some random case at the truck stop, Shaq. You feel me? Burn.
Of the crime scene, showing the bodies of twin brothers who'd been shot to death at the top of a mountain, and then sharing those pictures.
That's right. So the hiker found 19-year-old Kaidir and Nazir Lewis at Bell Mountain in Towns County on March 8th. This is 90 miles from their home in Lawrenceville. The GBI initially labeled the shooting as a murder-suicide. However, the family believes something more sinister happened to the twins.
11 Alive's Cody Alcorn first reported the family's concerns on Friday. He spoke with them again tonight following the arrest of this firefighter. Cody's live for us tonight in the newsroom. And Cody, the family is reacting to what's really disturbing development.
That's right, Jennifer and Ron. Obviously, they are disgusted by all of this. Now, we don't know just how many people shared this horrific picture of the twins' dead bodies. But tonight I confirmed with the Towns County schools, the picture had been shared among students.
Oh my goodness. It's scary. I'm literally scared to actually go on social media. I'm scared to pick up my phone. Because if I see that picture, I already know that I might have a heart attack.
Imagine if they mother see that, that would really destroy her. She's already going through a lot.
This is how the family of Kaidir and Nazir Lewis want to remember the twins. However, now worried knowing crime scene photos showing the 19-year-old's bodies with a gunshot wound have been shared outside of law enforcement.
It's very disrespectful to this family. I feel like our privacy was invaded.
The volunteer firefighter accused of taking the picture, charged and arrested. As for how the twins ended up on Bell Mountain on March 8th, their aunt and uncle can't make sense of it. The twins missed their flight to Boston on Friday morning, March 7th.
Then next thing you know, we hear the news about them found in the mountains. And we're still confused. I'm like, what? The twins? Mountains? This doesn't make sense.
We didn't believe that was even them.
And then Bell Mountains, I'm like, no one we never even heard of before. And I know the twins never been there before. They never heard of before. I'm like, that was super strange. Like, that doesn't make sense.
The GBI initially calling the case a possible murder-suicide. The family adamant that can't be the case.
Doesn't make any sense. Just absolutely just like out of character. Yes.
Their bodies found 90 miles from their home in Lawrenceville.
They don't even like driving the
They don't.
distance.
Yeah, they don't.
That's
Because
something they don't do.
yeah, because they don't like to pay for gas.
Described as extremely protective of one another.
Every time you see them, they're like together all the time. All the time.
And there's probably nothing in your head you could imagine that got between them that would lead to a murder-suicide.
No.
If they had a problem that severe, we would know. The family
Definitely.
would know.
The Towns County volunteer firefighter accused of taking the picture, Scott Curlin, was charged with misdemeanor.
Was that the mom and them in the middle? They look alike. They could be twins.
Misdemeanor obstruction. Tonight, the attorney for Towns County told me there are no cameras at Bell Mountain. He said the area is not staffed. Now, the gate to Bell Mountain opens at 8 a.m. and closes at sundown. The twins' family says the twins' car was found inside the gates in the parking lot. Their phones, wallet, and plane tickets for that Boston trip were inside the car.
All right, Cody, a lot of folks very concerned and touched by the story, waiting for updates. So thank you so much for bringing us this latest information.
Damn. Yo, that's foul, man.
Why they ain't reporting on the other firefighters, the volunteer firefighter?
I don't like that, bro.
He did some goofy stuff too.
Yeah, I don't like that. That says a lot, bro. You see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like when it's us, bro. None of these
That's what I said. You should have played your girl video. Like she did a little edits on it, but I can tell you when to stop it because she showed some other videos where people was actually going up that thing, and they kind of gave you an aerial view of what it looked like. And some people, like you said, was took tours and stuff up there. She played videos where other people was taking tours up there. How steep it is, how spooky it is once you get up there, and some people be so anxiety trying to come back down because of huh?
AJ, you want me to throw it on there? What? Throw what's the next video on there?
Yeah, go ahead.
You already know. You both know what I'm talking about already.
Stupid.
No, who you talking about?
Oh shit, Valerie.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, what was it? Okay. Or you know what? Here.
It's the one with Rizza Islam and Judge O'Brien. She edited them in. She edited them in.
That's probably how. What's the name? Name comes up with it. That's funny. All right. So let me see. Oh, right here.
And maybe I read it in her description. I definitely read it in the description, but it was another volunteer firefighter.
But it's a good little video. Okay, so fair use, all right. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely an edit because it got different clips that's edited in there.
So we should be straight. More
than
anything. And then
sure.
Shout out to Valerie Denise Jones. Y'all check out her channel, all right?
That's not good. Yeah, where the video at?
Oh shit, my bad. That's part. My bad. My bad. Technical difficulties over here. My bad. Damn, that's burnt, bro. My bad.
It's all good.
came with a white person.
Weird.
He was inspired by y'all. He wants to get some cheddar. He want to get some change. He want to put it on social media. These are 19-year-old young men. They didn't just miss their flight. They purposely missed their flight. They had no plans of getting on that plane where they told their parents where they was going. You don't want to deal with the fact that lots of black people are suffering from mental illnesses, but we're going to deal with that today.
Oh yeah, you might have fast forwarded it because she put that in there, but
Say,
yeah, I don't know.
yes,
They was on
don't
the
even know
wild
your
what they was
children.
on.
You're too busy doing everything else but getting to know your children.
And a timeline of kind of where they were heading the night before they were supposed to board their flights to Boston at 7 a.m. the next day.
I told y'all this story did not sound right from the beginning. The truth is finna come out. So on March 18th, a volunteer firefighter named Scott, who was 42, was arrested on a misdemeanor charge for obstruction because this man decided to take a picture of the two lifeless bodies of Cordair and Nazir Lewis. And then he posted it online, y'all. So you ask yourself, why would he do that? That's mental. Did he have anything to do with it? They said upon arrival, when they seen the two twins unalived, they had multiple. So they say one unalived, the other didn't unalive itself. But with multiple wounds? How do that even sound, y'all?
A lot of people aren't talking about this enough. This is Quadir and Nazir Lewis, and they were found in Hiawassee County, Georgia. Mind you, they were on their way to Boston. They missed their flight. Family got concerned, and these two were found in the mountains on a bike trail. They called 911. 911 gets there, and one of the firefighters that was on the scene decided to take pictures of these two young boys unalived on the ground, and he posted on his social media page. And this is him. Scott Curlin. He's the one who did it.
According to the statement issued by the GBI, Scott Curlin heard the call come over the radio and responded to the scene. That's how he got access to the scene. And he took these photos and apparently he shared them publicly. So the GBI is conducting the investigation into the boys, and they uncovered this information during their investigation. Scott was released from the fire department on March 14th, and now he's been charged with obstruction, which is a misdemeanor. It is absolutely disgraceful. And what was the reason? What was the absolute reason for you to do something like this? I can't think of a reason. This family is already going through enough, and then they got to worry about the fact that you shared photos of these beautiful boys online, and I just can't even fathom it.
This is not adding up. So you know the two twins that were found unalived at the top of Bell Mountain in Georgia, and how the volunteer firefighter was booked in for tampering with evidence because he took pictures of the scene and distributed them. Another volunteer firefighter for Bell Mountain was also arrested. Like, what's going on with these volunteer firefighters? Look at this. So this guy, Towns County, which is the county that Bell Mountain, arrested on fraud charges. Jerry Wayne, 55, Hiawassee, is being charged by the GBI, like computer forgery. So this was the first guy, and that's the second guy. For a minute, I thought they looked related, but he's 42 or 43, and he's 55. Like, what's going on with these volunteer firefighters at Bell Mountain? And what does the second one have to do with this case? What? This is the parking lot for Bell Mountain. This is the overlook deck for Bell Mountain. Spread the word. Justice for these two boys. Like, get the word out there so this case doesn't go cold.
Yeah, I agree
Let's
with
say
her.
something about this.
But you saw that.
This story ain't really even that. I mean, they talked about it. I heard about it. But they didn't really report this that much on national media like that. So, now I don't know where the people at. But, like I said, really to tell you the truth, I don't even have anybody in my circle around me that probably mentioned it more than 2 or 3 times. Like I said, this is like something they buried on the back of the newspaper. Right? So, yeah, it is over social media. But I'm talking about like the regular news stations having playing. Like you go to like a gym or a store, they got a TV on. They might not have it blasted up there. They're talking about all this other stuff, right? So I'm just saying, I'm not saying like it ain't something happened, but this could be a good old psyop too. I don't know. But I do know that some of the information they got is very skewed. I can tell you that. Like they're saying they didn't like driving like that and stuff like that. I'm like, that just didn't sound right. That just sounded kind of crazy.
I did peep that part too. I peeped that too.
Where they going?
They said they didn't like paying for gas. Like, huh?
Hey, I feel him on that. Shit, man. Huh?
But then they say they're going to Boston or something like that. You know,
They're supposed to be catching planes in Boston.
Oh, they're supposed to be catching the plane. Gotcha.
I know Dr. Lee was on earlier. He was saying something about this guy got a car that doesn't have, you don't need gas or nothing to run it. It's a car that's free. I can't think of the name of the damn car, but it was a car that you don't need gas.
Derek Bailey. Talking about Derek Bailey?
I think that might be his name. Yeah,
Black guy down in Georgia. Got his own car lot. Yeah, it's called I'll show you that to you. I call it a Vanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid. It's a cross between the EV and the gas. What's the name?
No, he's saying this car didn't need no gas or nothing like that. No gas or like this car. It's a different type of car. I forgot the name of it. I had to go back and look it up, but I was just saying that they have cars like, think about it. They had a hydrogen car. They have all these types of cars, man. Like they sell a gas and electric cars. You got people they do hydrogen and all that stuff. I mean, what now they talking about they have flying cars in a few years. What they gonna do? You don't need no gas for that, do you? Hope not. Probably. But you gotta ask the question.
What you mean? It ain't the part you not having the gas. It's about certain individuals are profiting off natural resources and them turning natural resources into commodities. So
yep.
Because even you go back to the with the peanut oil and stuff like that, how they allegedly tampered with the peanuts and stuff, spraying them and stuff, so everybody can have a peanut allergy. Then they can, bring up reports that we got to get rid of peanut oil. But before these trucks were running on diesel, they was running on peanut oil. Did you know that? Didn't know that, did you? So they sabotaged it so they can come in and take over with the diesel.
I didn't know that, but I know from the start of the automobile, all of them didn't have to run on no damn gasoline neither.
No, hell no. No, because you got the intake or the airflow, what is it called, intake, or the airflow or the O2 and all that stuff. That has to do with the oxygen, the control of the between the oxygen, to help the motor breathe and stuff like that. So they got, this was crazy. They got parts of that on these engines, on these motors. They got the electrical part, which is like you said, the alternator. They got the battery. They got the oil. They got gasoline. They got, like you said, the airflow, the intake. They got the carburetor. And so that you got electrical points with the fuses and those relays. That's electrical. So everybody get a piece of the pie. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Each one of those different parts on the car, someone else manufactures it. Somebody profits off off the manufacturing of it. Coming, you know what I mean? Because guess what? Even with the people stealing a lot of the catalytic converters.
Oh yeah.
You know, some cities, like you said, they got the smog and stuff like that, or whatever, the emissions test. And if you ain't got, because some people was cutting them off from just putting straight pipe in there. You know, so these are all different components. So yeah, hydrogen engine, steam engine. Well, you got steam engine boats. So why you can't steam engine cars? But there is steam because they like what they do got water steam too with the water pump. Bro, these motherfuckers are dirty, bro. Right, they dirty. The engine is part steam, so that's what I'm saying. It got all those. They bogus, bro. Your engine ever red hot? Your thermostat?
Facts.
Huh? Water pump ever bust?
Good point. That motherfucker still
Your radiator?
Facts.
You ever had a hairline fracture crack in your radiator?
Yeah, everything that they tell us is damn near lies, bro.
It's diabolical, bro. Wow. Did you find that car maker? You didn't find it yet?
No,
I know it's one that's got a hydro motor car. It's a black dude named Derek. I don't know if it's the same guy, but it runs off gas and electric. But you don't have to charge it.
Yep, that's dope.
You don't have to necessarily plug it up and charge it. It can charge it while you're running on gas if you got the generator made in it where it automatically charges while you driving. Where you don't have to stop and charge it up. It can charge while you're driving, I guess gasoline or some shit. Yeah.
Let me play one. Hey Frank, play this one topic before I get off here. Play this thing with 23andMe.
Or you don't want me to finish this little video or not?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
My bad. Okay, hold on.
He said there was a lot of edits in it, so yeah.
Yeah, it is.
If not, let me refresh your memory. I'm going to give you a drone view and we're going to drive through Bell Mountain.
Today, I had the audacity to drive up to Bell Mountain with my children without my husband. Seriously, this Florida girl has been in the North Georgia mountains for like 10 days and suddenly I think I can conquer anything. I didn't do really any research before going, so the mountain was way steeper and more swirly than I expected. When we finally made it to the top, we walked to the overlook deck, which rises 3,424 feet. As you can tell, it's a pretty interesting park. All of the rocks, railing, and road are covered in artistic graffiti. But the 360-degree views are undeniably beautiful. I was absolutely terrified to drive back down the mountain, so much so that I sought comfort and may have started crying a little bit to a sweet, unsuspecting family. They calmed me down and gave me some tips for driving back down the mountain. But here I am at the top, pretending to be cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, so you see, old girl was suffering from some form of anxiety. She wasn't cool, calm, and collected. So you want us to believe that these young folks were so pressed to see this view that they would drive up there in the middle of the night just to see a view that they had never seen before and risk everything. Y'all saw all those houses up in those bushes. I'm saying what I'm not saying, but I am saying it and I mean it. Whew, okay, so I got another thing I want to share with you that I found very, very interesting.
What's up, nerds? I'm sure by the graffiti, some of you can already tell where I'm at. This is Bell Mountain in Hiawassee, Georgia. These are some of the best views in North Georgia. My personal opinion, it's been ruined by the graffiti, but let's walk around and check it out. After a steep drive and a walk up a little over 100 stairs, you'll have your choice of 3 observation decks offering 360-degree views of Lake Chattooga, the North Georgia mountains, and off into North Carolina. I'm going to have to yell just so y'all can hear me. I'm now up here at the highest overlook. Just check this out. Now let's address the downside of Bell Mountain. In the 1960s, a group of men from North Carolina blasted the top of the mountain in search of minerals. Pair this with the onslaught of graffiti that covers nearly everything, and you have one of the most scarred mountains in Georgia. Some people like the graffiti. I personally do not. Let me know what you think. But for these reasons, plus the expansive views, this is definitely one of the most unique places in Georgia. And folks, please remember that when we're enjoying these outdoor spaces, it's of the utmost importance that we always leave no trace.
Okay, so I am in Towns County where those 2 boys were found. The ones who missed their flight, they were found on the mountain. I've lived in Georgia a long time, and I have a job in the next county over. But I came over here because of the claims of it being a sun, which I have no opinion of because I've never been here and I haven't heard anything. But let's take a walk through Home Depot, see what kind of vibes we get.
Yeah. Washer and dryer. He was a big collector. Can I hear?
You guys want to see the widest you've seen anybody do?
Go from a catwalk to Central. Where would I find wooden dough?
No, gosh. Be safe out here when y'all traveling, man. Do not talk to strangers. Don't get in a car with strangers. Don't party with strangers. None of that. Your life is not worth a brief moment of happiness.
Yeah, I get the drift. But and they putting videos up. It's kind of the script. I mean, but it's a little bit more to the story.
Mm-hmm.
So mountain, they're in the mountains, huh? Something happened, but they gotta be more to the script.
My finger. Why? Was it not on mainstream media like that?
I guess it ain't important.
Damn, man. That's maybe.
But the other thing was.
What you saying?
What about the camera before you get there? Go ahead and talk about the 23andMe thing right quick.
Gotcha. You already sent it to me?
No, just pull it up.
Yeah, so this is a lesson. These are teachable moments, bro. Because in the time, you definitely need your own body cam. You need your own. You need your own dash cam. You need your own body cam on you, bro. Like you said, because it's like I said, man. I mean, you know, you never know. I heard it, you know, you never know.
Just by how they and there's two of them. That's interesting. How there's two of them. You know, it's like, was it more than one person? Did this person have a gun? Was it a weapon? There's two of them.
You best believe it was more than one person. Come on,
Hell
man.
yeah.
If you know, I mean, if I don't know, like you said, I don't know, but the families, you know, kind of being a little spooky and discreet. So I don't know.
They don't really seem outraged like more like they should, right?
Man, I ain't seen nobody hysterical.
I see what you're saying. When you said I don't know, I already know where you're going with that. I think BJ was going with that a little earlier too. I see what I see where both of y'all going with that, and I agree. You never know, man.
I'm just saying, you never know what's going on. I mean, you know, I'm saying they could probably possibly know more than what they lean on.
Excuse me.
Because you know, you got some conservative blacks. They don't want to make it a white and black thing, so they just rather not say anything.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
You see what I'm saying? So they protect and be discreet with certain things. I mean, you never know. They could be getting death threats. I don't know. Anything could be going on behind the scenes that we don't know. You know what I mean? You can't rule out anything at this point.
True.
You gotta look at it so many angles. I tell you, when things happen, you gotta look at it at multiple angles. If the things ain't adding up,
there it is.
You gotta look at it at multiple angles, bro.
And then just the fact that the mainstream media is not talking about it, it's like, okay. You know, it's like interesting. These motherfuckers. But if that was what's the girl with the white girl name? What was it? That got killed by the little immigrant supposedly. What's her name? Lincoln Riley. If it was Lincoln Riley, baby, it'd be a totally different story. You know what I'm saying? You would have motherfucking all these motherfucking politicians talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Right. And the fact that they ruled so quick on that it was a possible suicide homicide, like, okay, I don't know.
Right. And it was. I know. How would you even?
But they still didn't find any. But they didn't even find out. Did they even mention if they found a weapon, murder weapon, or possible?
I didn't hear that.
They said gunshot. So where's that at?
Where the gun at? Damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that they probably did, but why is nobody reporting on it? Why nobody even mention it? Feel me?
Right. Facts.
Then they saying multiple gunshots.
Facts.
So even the family's being discreet. I don't know. Maybe it's more evidence that's due to come out. You know what I'm saying? And they don't really, you know. I don't know.
These motherfuckers. I mean, I just
like you said, this should be on the major news. Everybody should be like, even if it, you know, even if the evidence come back that they did possibly, it still should be a major news story that, you know.
See, when somebody white get killed, the politicians talk. But see, that's what I'm thinking, and I'm like, interesting. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when one of us get killed, it's just like, that's interesting, dude. That's just an interesting aspect. You know, you'll never hear none of these white politicians say, "Oh, you know, the murder of Breonna Taylor. Oh, yeah, that was meant." You don't hear none of here. Nah. Well, you hear one maybe on the Democratic side caping, but then they don't get justice for the person. That's just a saying. Because they know that people are going to get caught up in the symbolism. Oh, Biden said something about Breonna Taylor. Oh my God, Kamala Harris. This is symbolism. Nothing's going to get done. Nothing's going to happen.
Okay, if they can't find a suspect, these pretty old white women, they make one up.
You peep that?
They'll make one up, bro. I'm serious. They'll make one up. If the so-called white society is really up in arms about it, they'll find. They'll make a suspect. They'll create a suspect.
I remember that happened to someone I know named Terrell, bro. I forget. I think it was Terrell. That he got caught up way back in the day. I'm talking about in the 90s, bro. There was a broad that lived over there. She used to have a little dog, walk around with a little dog. You know what I'm saying? She got raped, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sexually assaulted, whatever, by somebody else, and they blamed what's his name, Tyrell, whatever. Tyrell got the time. It was whole nother dude that did it, bro, over there. A whole other brother that did it. Wow, bro. Wow. Yeah, you're right, Chak. The police do that. They'll get the suspect. They'll make the suspect up, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Same with them boys up there in Central Profile. I don't know if they did something to that woman or not. Were they committing crime? Were they doing some things in that park? I think it was, there's enough evidence probably to prove that they were doing some stuff, but I don't know if they did anything to her.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And you say them same people that talk about that in Cape for their, oh man, who do you talk about, man? They were, you know what I'm saying? Them same people that talk about that in Cape for that. They don't say nothing about the fucking Howard Beach murder where them Italians killed them 2 black boys. They don't say nothing about that. That's why I shut them down that day on the show. I had to shut them down. Like, bro, I'm from New York. You cannot, don't even do it, bro. Let's not go there. You know what I'm saying? You talking that shit. You might not even never been in New York talking that shit. I know what's going down. Them Italians and them Irish motherfuckers do not like us, bro. And when one of us get killed by one of them, it's hush and silent. No laws get made for them motherfuckers. Them ravioli eating motherfuckers. So, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Shit, they running the local politics. They from the governor to the from the police chief allegedly to the attorneys to the politicians to the church. They've got it all on lock, bro. Yeah. They got it all on lock.
Right.
Yeah.
But
it's a family affair, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Neck of the woods.
That's why Rockefellers kept it in the family, meaning or Rothschild, and them two, really meaning having intercourse and basically breeding in through the family. That's how that works. What you gonna say?
Nah, I was just saying about the 23andMe thing.
Oh yeah, my bad. Let's play Bud. We've been like 10 minutes.
You ever anyone y'all ever signed up for Ancestry? Are you talking about the Ancestry.com?
No.
How do we fall? If you know these people are your enemy, how do we fall for the trick?
Why would you want
when we know that they are enemy?
Telling you who your people are, dog. The oppressors tell you who your people are, brother. That's crazy. Yeah, something's wrong with this, dude. I mean, but there is some new century type drug, you know what I'm saying? Retro type drugs nowadays, you know what I'm saying? So, but you're right. I agree, man. You see, and he's so white, right? He's so racist. He hates us. He does so this much, but you go to his stores. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You cape for him. You fucking, you know what I'm saying? We don't call this like a lot of black YouTubers. I didn't really hear nothing. You hear some of them talk about the black boys, but maybe something like you said, Chak, don't be knowing. Just like Derek with the automobile with the car. A lot of us don't be knowing about that type of stuff on purpose. It's not.
You got to pull it up, man. See if you can find a video when you get a chance. See if you can find a video. If there's any,
You talking about with the Derek or which one?
Yeah. When you get a chance, actually do 23andMe or something.
Excuse me.
23andMe. What does 23andMe stand for? Anybody know?
CEO of the genetic testing company 23andMe. She told us that back in November, and now there's word that Ann has resigned and 23andMe has filed for bankruptcy protection. Nancy Chin is here with what this means for customers.
Bankruptcy protection.
This morning, I was so
I gotta look this up.
And disappointed.
Can a regular person get that? I need to know. Can a regular person? Hey, wait, hold up. Is that? Oh, you gotta have a business. My bad. Okay, let's go. You see how there's no protection for the regular mob. Shit, let's go.
Because I know how hard Ann worked and I know how much she loves his company.
And there's a lot of customers who have also loved it for a long time. So big surprising news for many. But the DNA testing company 23andMe has been facing serious financial challenges for months now. Last fall, it announced major corporate restructuring. And that's when concerns of what could happen to users' data started surfacing. On Friday, the Attorney General of California, where 23andMe is headquartered, urged customers to request their information be purged. He says they should consider invoking their rights and directing the company to delete their data and destroy samples of their genetic material. He said if 23andMe were involved in a bankruptcy, merger, or sale, personal data may also be sold or transferred. 23andMe reports more than 15 million customers worldwide, so a lot of people impacted by this. The company, though, has seen a massive sell-off. Once worth $6 billion before the bankruptcy news, it had lost nearly 98% of its value. So here's what you need to do if you use 23andMe and want your data erased. Log into your account, go to settings, scroll to 23andMe data, click view, scroll to delete data, and click permanently delete data. Then you will need to confirm when 23.
They just had a lot of people's data just chilling, posted for like a year. It was just posted and roasted. Why was people's data just chilling in the motherfucker? You know what I mean? Data was just posted. You know what I'm saying? The data was on vacation. I think they should have told everybody, and I'm sorry, man. They should have told everybody, notified everybody, and you know what I'm saying, to erase their data, man. That's not cool. You got all these people online, all these hackers and all these motherfuckers, malware, malicious, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? People that could hack in and stuff like that. That's not cool. That should have been, that's on her. I'm looking at her kind of weird for that. Oh, she went bigger. Oh, yeah, she went bigger. Oh, my God. But at the same time, why didn't you erase people's data or inform people so they could erase? Why the Juju Chang, whoever this is, the journalism broad, whoever this is, why she got to tell people how to do it? Why the journalist lady got to tell people how to delete their own damn data from the damn file when you should have did that? That's your damn site. You went bankrupt. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Boo-hoo. We all poor over there. You know, welcome to the club. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You got to inform people. That's not right, man. And you should know that as a business owner, man.
23andMe sends you an email. That part's important. CBS News reached out to 23andMe about the Attorney General's statement. The company's spokesperson told us they remain committed to our customers' privacy and strong customer privacy protections remain in place, adding customers always have the option to delete their account at any time. 23andMe confirmed following those steps we just outlined will permanently delete your data and genetic samples will be destroyed, which has been a big concern.
What's the risk of keeping it? Vlad and I both use it. We've done it. I like having it.
There is the concern that if the
damn well, they're lying.
Company does get sold, and it, your information could also go anywhere. Yeah.
All right.
Can
Nancy,
we put those steps up on the website?
Oh, we're interrupting each other over here. We're talking over each other.
It'll be on there.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate it.
Oh my God, bro. That's mad and irresponsible, bro. Irresponsible. Delete my fucking shit or fucking give me, you know what I'm saying? Mama Chief, salute. Delete my stuff or let me know so I could delete that shit, man. What are you doing over here? What are we this is Jurassic Park? Motherfucking dinosaur DNA and shit chilling and shit. What the fuck? What are we doing? You see what I'm saying? That's not right. You know what I mean? She should have, that's not seriously. I'm joking and everything, but seriously, she should have. I'm looking at her weird for that. You know what I mean? You should informed everybody. It should have been a memo or a group chat or text, wherever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Informing everybody, hey, look, this and that. This is how you delete, or if you want me to delete everybody's stuff, where you let me know something. Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. Because these businesses don't care about people. T-Mobile going up $5 and all this bullshit. How you even go to the phone? We're informing you and tell you that we're gonna go up on your bill. Like the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's not about the customer no more. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about customer service. What? You know what I'm saying? It's all about that. Just let you know, a lot of shit's been privatized. These motherfucking big ass mergers and shit, motherfucking Albertsons, Savon, all these grocery stores coming together and shit, motherfuckers going bankrupt. COVID did 87% of that, thanks to that. But and the government for doing that. But anyway, that's another story. But so Monsanto, you know what I'm saying, cornering the market with all this pesky poisonous food. You know what I'm saying? Owning all these food companies. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what? We might have to bring Mama Chief on because she been doing some great work, man. So now she had told me about came up with a project they did. I don't know how many years back about stop the genocide, and I know every time anything chemical, I start my series chemical annihilation, and I use that hashtag. I use the hashtag stop the genocide. Like when we get information, whether it's doctors or people reporting on certain chemical products and stuff that's harming us and stuff. And I post them on my page, and I always tag Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, FDA. You know what I'm saying? I tag all of them in it. You know what I mean? So they can know that we here.
Well, let me say this.
And we ain't silent. You feel me?
You know what? I'm gonna play this another time, but because I'm going to have to do a deep dive analysis on this thing in Louisiana called Cancer Alley.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm gonna do a deep dive thing on
See
it.
what's his name? How they sued, but they supposedly Biden and them was suing. What happened? They blocked it or something. Trump and them blocked that shit.
I think they dropped the lawsuit. It was like a lawsuit for that place called Cancer Alley in Louisiana. Yes,
these corporations winning, baby.
The EPA, but the EPA, but he had already. I mean, I don't understand why people got. I mean, he did say he's for deregulation. So, I mean, a lot of those things with the EPA. And one thing I will say about businessmen, if it can make a buck, it can make a buck. Health regulations be damned. Let's put it like that. It's very easy. So that's the thing. But a lot of people, you know what? They got a place. Yeah, DuPont. Yep, of course.
Oh yeah, she got some information on DuPont.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know what? We got DuPont that's down the street. We got DuPont in Philip Morris, or our tree, or whatever you call it. And you know, could have worked there a long time ago. I know guys still work there. Got an odd thing. You work all 3 shifts. 1 week you work morning, 1 week you work at midday, and then 1 week you work night shift. It's like,
well, what kind of job is it?
That's DuPont.
I'm saying what they do.
Oh, I don't know what they do there. I mean, I just know they work at DuPont. I don't know what they do.
Damn, don't nobody know what this motherfucker. We just know the name. We don't know what these niggas do. Yeah, I know they was doing with the ammunition and stuff back in the you know, when they was coming over this way, but that wasn't the only thing they joined off into.
No. I know what they do. I thought you mean with the people that work that I know do.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, what kind of business in it? What kind of work are they doing at this facility?
Chemical plant, man.
Okay, so chemicals. They work with chemicals. Okay.
Yeah, chemicals. Yeah, chemicals.
But that's what I'm saying. That ain't the only area that they just like all these other tyrants.
No, DuPont chemical plant down the street. They got Philip Morris. That's a tobacco plant.
Yeah, because they got their beans off, like you said, ammunition, bullets and stuff, gunpowder, making bullets and stuff like that. That's what they got their major beans off of. But that company end up, over time once they moved here in America, United States of America, they had to, they thought about selling the company and then they went into some other stuff. Because I think Russia is the largest manufacturer of ammunition, correct?
Well, you got a lot of ammunition.
So where's the DuPont from? Where they from?
I think that's
Eastern Europeans or who?
DuPont is from like England or something, like Germany or England, something.
Well, DuPont.
Mama Chi, where the DuPont's from? Where they origin come from?
DuPont is. Wait a minute, hold on. I played on the old Money Luxury video where they from that day.
Where they from again?
It says all the what? Hold on, I can't read it there. Just say.
I mean, DuPont Corporation based in Delaware, I think.
It says, let's see. Oh. Here we go. She said, I got the who? Oh, she said, I got the research for all that. What? Whatever you get ready. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, whenever she got, I know you got the research. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff we got to put out because what they will do is, we know these guys, like you said, these individuals, they are name changers. So even though DuPont is the major front name, they use other aliases and spot off, you know what I'm saying, branch off and marry into other families, and then they create these other names, but they still be, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I know a guy. Like, I know a lot of guys I know from here work there. One guy, he big time San Francisco 49ers fan. Like I said, they make good money. They work a lot of overtime, do a lot of things. I know guys that are working at DuPont shit since they've been fucking 19, 20 years old. For real. They're way older than me.
Them motherfuckers, man. Them motherfuckers, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, man. You know what I'm saying? The Morgan.
What's this thing we'll say about DuPont, though?
I'm gonna pull it up.
No, you good. You ain't got to pull it up right now. I just saying.
It says back up. We just say back up that what? Hold on. I can't read this.
It's just that people don't.
All she says, look up the DuPont. Hold on. Dang,
Moors.
Oh, the DuPont Moors. Yeah. We talked about them behind it.
The black guy from New Orleans, his family has cancer. Wants to fight for them, and he got in office and did do nothing. Damn. Was it the dude? I know you talking about the one that the light skinned one that was the one that was the mayor when Katrina was hit.
Oh, you talking about
got mayor shit?
You talking about Ray Nagin?
Was it him?
Yeah.
The dog bosses.
But
man, how you not going to see? But these black politicians are cold though. They ain't gonna do nothing that much to the point where your family got affected by it and you still ain't gonna do that. It's just cold. That's why.
Let me say the last thing on the DuPont.
Loyalty, man. We know something.
Yeah, I like I said, I mean, like some guys tried to put me on, but I'm like, man, look, man, it's I ain't too fond of working around too many chemicals. They ain't never been a thing for me. Because you can get chemical burns, rashes, stuff like. And a lot of these guys that work at DuPont, so they be having some health issues, but it's the price you pay. But this guy worked.
Yeah, they're gonna have some health issues. I mean, like I told you, I got a homegirl that worked at a microbiology center or whatever, here in Texas, and she was telling me that the people that even she's like the manager lady, she's like a little Asian type Korean Asian lady, and she said she be screaming on, say she be trying to micromanage, like she be trying to call her out and micromanage her and challenge her all the time and put her on blast and stuff. And she was like, she said they got some Africans that working, she had some Hispanic illegals. She said the African dude, the Hispanic dude, and I think some European, I can't name what European, some European guy. They all got deported when Trump got in, and they all got deported. So you got these motherfucking illegals working in these microbiology where they testing samples, like testing different products for salmonella poison and stuff like that. You got these, man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why people get these outbreaks of listeria and stuff like that. But these people ain't equipped. DEI, they're not equipped to do this type of work, bro. They're not trained enough, highly trained. Right. You know what I'm saying? No. Especially if you can't speak the goddamn English, how we gonna communicate?
Fact.
That's a problem.
That's a good point. I know
why people don't see that's a problem. They need to be, if they're gonna work, they need to go through proper training and get, you know what I'm saying, 6 months training or whatever long it takes to be trained on this stuff. I'm not saying they didn't do it, but I'm just saying.
Or look, and even then too, like there are people, you know what I'm saying? Like that's cool, that you help your people, don't get me wrong, get them jobs and everything like that. But they'll like give them a job over you. You'll be skilled, everything, no English, all this.
Yeah, but what they rich though, Frank? Like if they do a job that's supposed to be specific attention to details. You feel me?
Right.
That small margin of error can cause, major problems, bro. Right. And we know, like I said, human error is, you know what I'm saying, everybody makes human error, so nobody is exempt from making human error. That's granted, right? That's why we used to pride ourselves on making sure you get quality out of the quantity, and not just quantity over quality. Now, this, like you said, this workforce, it's nothing about they just want quantity, not quality anymore.
You know, you peep that? Because I mean,
we had to go through so much training and certification just to work in the damn lab, just to work in the damn. Well, so many black we couldn't even get a lab job. You had to have a certain IQ to get these lab jobs back in the specimen. Back in the day.
Give it to one of them.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about you had to do a resume. You got to have damn near 7, 8 references and shit. 10 references. You got to go back damn near 10 years of let's talk about it on the application. You got to go back 10 years of damn either employment and or your residence addresses and stuff. That's stuff you had to be. You had to be on point with that stuff, bro.
Right.
Now, why I'm working a job. I'm thinking about it now. Why the hell I need to go back 10 years of what addresses I used to work at?
I don't know. What does that got to do with anything, bro? Damn. It's like damn.
You feel me?
Damn, like a criminal check.
All this rigmarole that we used to have to go through, man.
Right.
Just to get a regular job, just to get a middle. This ain't even, you know what I mean? Damn. You gotta have references. They used to have to just sit there and call your damn references, bro. Like, I know they ain't got lax over the years, like I said, because they letting a lot of these people come in that they didn't got very relaxed. They used to call your references.
I know, huh?
You used to have at least give them at least 3 references. And they sit there. Well, they used to sit there and call your references. I don't know nobody else, but I know multiple job interviews I went into when I put the application in and stuff like that. They call you in because people call me like, oh, you know, I just got a call from this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Your references will call and tell you. So you better make sure you give them a number that's working. But like you said, over the course of time, they didn't got, since we talking about regulations, they didn't got lax on them type of regulations, bro. Obviously. Because, you know, illegal don't have no reference. Who he going to call? Who they going to call?
You're right. Well, it's been very. That's a good thing right there. And yes, Mama Chief, thanks for pointing out they were French. Like I said, there's a lot of things people. You know what? You're right, Doc Boss. I haven't heard my references anymore in a while, but I will say this: that it's
still be doing that.
I mean, now they still. I mean, they still ask for. I mean, it's still ask, but they might not call them anymore.
Right.
But because I had a guy, somebody called me about 2 years ago from somebody, but I mean that's either here or there. But like I said, it's all been very entertaining. I mean, it's actually good to.
You said they didn't think they ask for references anymore. I mean, they probably don't. That's what I'm saying, because of the influx of these immigration. Immigrants. Why would they? They don't have no references, so they're gonna lower their standard.
Right.
Temp agencies, the introduction of these temp agencies and stuff, these labor ready and manpower. You know, introduction of some of these staffing companies. Yeah.
Yep. But it's and then what's the other one? These tree landscaping places too. A lot of stuff going on with that. But yeah, man, like I said, you know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, covered that I was on for you. Actually, I was on for a whole hour. It's kind of funny. I guess I ain't getting my notification out at the same time, whatever. But so
you was on a whole hour when?
Like tonight.
Before we came on?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't know about that now.
Yeah, it was. Matter of fact, I've been on for 2 hours and 36 minutes. I came on at like 9:10. So yeah, been on for a long time.
Yeah, we was on?
No, only that time.
9:10 was AT&T time. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't get on to about 9.
Yeah, I know.
Because I You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you was on. Shit, I seen the link, but I didn't think you was on because
I know because I'm gonna tell you what happened. Because I was on, and then out of the blue, they put another copyright in, and then they cut it off and put it back on. They did it again tonight.
How they put a copyright when you was on? What was you playing?
About brands or some shit, bro. Like neural marketing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Neural marketing.
Yeah, showing you how the brands influence your brain and shit. Yeah. Then all of a sudden
you heard of pharmaceuticals. Have you ever heard of neuroceuticals?
Yeah, Neuralink.
Neuroceuticals. Pharmaceuticals and neuroceuticals.
Yeah.
No. You don't got to do it no Neuralink.
No, I'm just saying that. Yeah, this was just about a thing with the mind, how they, like when you go into an area, like you if you go to a busy area with food, they make sure you smell the food coming out of the chimney because it give you emotional response to go get that food. That's why you go. That was part of the things about the neuromarketing things like in there. They make sure you see these brands over and over, and it influence the emotion, and it did influence. So,
I got a question. How did they make cheese? How did cheese, the smell of cheese, and the smell of somebody's feet smell the same? How did you pull that trick off?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Can anybody answer that question?
Well, people eat cheese though.
Huh?
Well, people eat cheese though.
You heard me, Frank?
What'd you say that? Or people saying that people's feet be smelling like corn chips and shit? And
cheese. Like how do people's feet smell like cheese, or does cheese smell like people's feet? I mean, which one came first? Frank, which one came first? Because we know some of those odors and smell that come from that's a bacteria. So is cheese bacteria? I mean, is it some type of bacteria compound they mix together? What is it?
Facts.
Before they get that odor.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts. Yep.
I don't know. These are questions to make you go, Who used to say that?
Well,
you BJ.
No, he good. No, he good.
BJ, man, we'll shut it down, man. God damn, Frank got the controls, man. We trying to keep this shit rolling, bro. We'll shut it down.
Nah, he talking about. I was saying about this thing called chemical annihilation.
Oh yeah.
Now go ahead and
we're gonna do a series on that, man. We got to do a series on that, and I would probably bring Mama. She did, like I said, she did her and somebody else she worked with back in the day. They did a whole thing, almost like a documentary or something, with research and stuff that they submitted about stop the genocide. So there's people out here doing works, man, and they,
Facts, and then it don't get, you know what I mean? It don't get, what's the name like that, man? It don't get.
Yeah, they don't get promoted, or somebody might, like you said, take it, and then they take it, and then they don't get people, they just do credit.
Piracy, yeah, right,
yeah.
But well, I was gonna tell you, shout out your thing on chemical annihilation, shout out your information. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs. Mean mugs and shoulder hugs. I don't know. Rolling down the street now. And a street sweeper. Bro, you know what? When I heard that, I see Nelly on Drink Chat. Now when he said a street sweeper, I was like, now I heard that line when you're young, I'm not thinking, bro, that's a gun. You rolling down the street and with a street sweeper, hanging out the window with a street sweeper. You're doing a drive-by. How did that slip by me? You feel me, Frank? But he put it in the cool. He put it in an old nursery rhyme. So you thugging it on the nursery rhyme.
Oh yeah,
niggas is crazy. These niggas crazy.
No.
Going down, right, down, baby. Your street with a street sweeper. What? You know what a street sweeper is? Come on, bro. These niggas was, come on, man.
BJ, I know you tired, you know what I'm saying? So look.
Yeah, man. Let me go ahead and
No. I was laughing at it. I was thinking about that verse right quick.
Look at it. Look it up. I want you to say it, bro, because that's interesting.
I know you're tired, but BJ, I know you're tired. You don't got five more minutes. I want to play what's the name real quick. That like a little bit of that Felicia Rashad thing, man. If not, it's all good. I'll play it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't care about that, but now I was just saying the street sweeper thing. He actually did say, I'm gonna let it go. That he said that. So I mean,
right.
He kind of did let you know.
I'm about to let it go. Yeah. Right.
They was talking about some weeds. Light it up and take a puff.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, shout out to Information Frank out. Yeah, you can play the video. Yeah, shout out to Information then just play it out.
Yeah, y'all can hit me up Frank Nitty XX on Instagram and YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And also Frank Jones, my government name, you know what I'm saying?
Hey Frank. Every time I hear that, bro, I promise you, bro, it sounds like a goddamn OnlyFans goddamn handle, bro. XX Frank. But I bet people like, bro, what? I'm not watching that.
I might have this. I don't think about
this nigga is a Paco guy.
No, I was thinking about having it. You know what I'm saying? So I might have a different YouTube channel. I was thinking about doing that too. Still keeping the name.
This nigga Frank got one with it.
A little bit on YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, I know
XX.
he worked out. But and then Frank Jones 8115 on Instagram, man. So you know what I'm saying? Salute, man, and just keep this good information and knowledge going. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, damn, we gotta really, you know what I'm saying? Just stay on it, man, and stay on it, you know what I'm saying, on this, and keep our foot on the neck, man, because like I said, these people, they control the narrative, man, you know, as far as the news, the media, you see what I'm saying, the narrative, the you know, the dynamics of everything, and actually, you know, how people think, shit, really, you know what I'm saying? Engineering consent, Edward Bernays, you know what I mean? They got certain things from the Americans got certain things from the Nazis, and so on. They got the eugenics from them, the propaganda, you see what I'm saying? So, from America. So, I mean, these people are all locked in step. They all locked in step. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Damn.
Well,
yeah, man, y'all can tap in with your boy Shaq Weiler. And I don't mess with my nerves.
Well,
on the gram.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. People relax. And just, hey, look, watch it. And then we're coming up on the anniversary of the Baltimore Bridge takedown. Right? That's been a whole year, believe it or not. I just saw it. Hey, like Sam Cooke said, what a wonderful world.
That's right.
But it's getting crazy.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was Louis Armstrong.
It might have been Louis Armstrong.
Couple.
Yeah, Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world.
Might have been the wrong one. I just think listen to the song earlier and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
you listened to Sam Cooke earlier?
I got a guy thing that he's like 70 years old and he wants to go back to like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then they want to work their way up. So I had to listen to some songs.
Yeah, my pops used to, man, he used to love Sam Cooke. He put me on Sam Cooke, man. He used to be, man, he was like, Sam was the man. He told me about what happened with Sam. I might have to go into with that on my page too, man. It's a lot of shady stuff that would happen with Sam Cooke too, man. And that was an independent dude. I mean, he was on his master tip, like on some owning his man, like way back then, man. They did him dirty, man.
So now I have to listen to these songs over and over again, just see I got it, because most of them I got, but I got so many songs I just forget some of them, right? So yeah, I had to go back and listen to this stuff, and I was like, okay, that was, okay.
What about Minnie Riperton?
Oh, she was dope.
Yeah,
I'll be sampling. Well, a lot of people don't sample all the
I
time.
Right.
Yeah, and coincidence is this thing. Now, this is a funny thing, man. I just put this out there. They made sure that they scheduled this one because it's the day before Easter now. Easter Sunday, right? It's the day before Easter Sunday, right? So they scheduled this the day before Easter Sunday. So instead of having an event like late in the day, like they said we're gonna have an event like at 1 to 6, because we gotta go home and get sleep for Easter Sunday.
Wow.
But
Easter is on what day?
The 20th this year.
April 20th.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the
man.
Stop.
Easter's on 420, bro.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's on 420, man. Yo!
Hitler's birthday. Ooh. Uh-oh.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
This is funny shit. Yeah, it's on 420.
You know, that's Hitler's
And as
birthday.
as a matter of fact, not only that, and it's getting kind of late for Easter though. Usually Easter way earlier than that. But hey, look, man. I mean, last year was like, that's another thing. That thing ain't never on the same date. By the way, it's about the swing equinox and the bunnies and stuff like that. So, I ain't endorsing no crazy mess like this because bunnies don't lay eggs. But hey, look, man. At least
They came to Easter and all that means fertility or some shit, which technically the animals, spring, in the beginning, which they do start mating, I guess, around that time, beginning to mating season.
That's the new year.
Right.
But here's my thing for Easter. It's time for I guess I see the women in nice outfits and somebody can get paid today. Because the only thing I know about Easter, I mean, this is a wild stuff I'm about to say. Even the gym closes on Easter. Now this got to be. This got some wild stuff.
The government's full of it with
power.
This shit and this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The government's full of shit. The government's
That's
full
power, bro.
Look.
Oh, but see, it's Hitler's birthday, of course. That's giving it the praise to Hitler. To giving their allegiance to him.
Okay, let's do it. Look up when was Easter first started to be celebrated on? Well, now 420. It just happened to fall on 420 this year.
Yeah. That's just,
you're right.
Like I told you, you can have sometimes you don't have Easter on March 31st. Easter they got Easter at all different times. Like you can put up day late Easter last year. I was saying 420 is kind of late for Easter. And I know the kids gonna have spring break before then because I'm like, that's a little late because graduation might come up. I know they ain't gonna have it, and then.
But you already had spring break now. Well, they probably just coming off spring break. Probably the last week. Probably for spring break going to April, right?
That might be college. I don't know what that daggone high school. I don't know. I gotta see. But what I'm telling you is that I know daggone this Easter Sunday because they told me this one. That's right. Sam Cooke did say a change is gonna come. Sometimes Easter in March in a leap year. Yep. But extra.
Well, what the hell is a leap year? Come on, man.
Hey, look, man. A leap year is when you jump the broom. Also, I've been realizing something else about these leap years. Most leap years, you also have a president election. But it's just another thing to put out. But hey, look, sometimes you have president election leap year, but people, like I always say, just be vigilant, be cool, watch your step, don't touch that stereo, and guess what? Don't become a product of your own creation. Matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. The new year starts April 1st, April Fool's Day. Because guess what? You can get fooled again if you keep on thinking it's January 1st.
Liberation Day.
And yeah, and don't let the ball drop on your head, because the ball is only in your court. It ain't in nobody else's. It's in your court. Shout out to the girl, Juju Watkins. So asked some questions about it, but we was talking about it. I was talking to some guys at the gym today. It's the last thing I'm gonna say tonight, but we was talking about this guy. He teaches driving class, and he was teaching a girl, and one of his students, she tore both her ACLs, and
in one knee.
No, in both knees.
Well, okay, I'm gonna ask him with it because I found something else out that they say was rare about Dennis Smith Jr. He had a rare.
Yeah, Dennis Smith. Yeah, the guard from North Carolina when he played Bam Adebayo in North Carolina. He played for Team Loaded. My boy, his son played against Dennis Smith Jr. He was in all these AAU games. He played for Team Loaded. Him and Bam Adebayo, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they told him when he tore his ACL, that when they cut it up the oven, that they seen something that was unusual, that he had 2 ACLs, and the one was very intact, and that one was stronger. And he came back quick, and allegedly he was able to jump higher because that ACL was stronger than the one that tore.
Yeah, I know about. We know about that.
I don't know nothing about ACL shit. I don't know.
Dennis Smith been bouncing around the league for a while. He was supposed to be the point guard featured in Mavericks, but then he wasn't developing. I think they say he wasn't developing fast enough. They went and got Luka Doncic, and then he didn't really like playing with Luka. And he been bouncing around the league. Actually, he was playing in the G League and all that. But Dennis Smith, he did play.
Well, for him to be on that team, Luka can't shine.
Yeah,
because they wanted two players, ball dominant players.
Well, then they said Dennis Smith Jr. he was athletic, but he didn't have an NBA jump shot. So,
what?
Yeah. He was an athlete though. I got to remember.
I could name all these niggas that's playing in the league ain't got no damn NBA jump shot.
Well,
Luka don't have an NBA jump shot. LeBron James don't have an NBA jump shot. All these characters on the damn court that's playing ain't got no damn NBA jump shot.
Well, when you say NBA jump shot, I'm talking about like
the only thing I see with the NBA jump shot is Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving.
Now, when you say NBA jump shot,
I'm saying a jump shot. I'm saying what a jump shot is. I ain't on no trickery shit with these niggas. I'm saying what a jump shot is. Shooting a 3-pointer is not a jump shot. It's a 3-pointer. It's a difference. That's why they call it a jump shot.
Well,
because prior to back in the day, a 3-pointer, people didn't even leave their feet shooting 3-pointer. It was a flip set shooters. But as over time, it evolved into all these athletic guys being able to take these shots and shit.
Yeah. Look, what's the boy name? Because, and matter of fact, Luka is known for his step back.
That ain't no jump shot. Damn sure ain't no NBA jump shot.
Well, hey, look, I just say
step back, and we know that step back is a travel. James Harden, all that shit is a travel. We know.
Well,
so maybe they might be right. Maybe he played too technically sound. So maybe you're right. Maybe he should have traveled with his shot. Maybe they'd have kept him.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now Dennis Smith Jr. was I thought he was a star. Shit. But like you said, unfortunately you get the roll of tape where, when people don't see the investment in you, they want to invest in the other guy, so you get bounced around. Not because your skill set, because the politics.
But he didn't want to be, and then he didn't want to play. He didn't want to be, as they call it, second fiddle to Luka. So they said, "All right."
Why would he want to be second fiddle to Luka, bro?
Well, the thing was that
Luka didn't win shit.
Well, the thing they said, they said Dennis Smith Jr. is 100 of you, and you use only one Luka Doncic. He's a generational talent,
bro. Luka Doncic he can't play no defense. So what we saying?
Yeah,
What we saying?
Right, Doc Boss. He coming off the bench these days.
What we saying?
I will say this. It's a lot.
And Luka Doncic stay injured too. So and that nigga ain't even 26, 25. He stay injured. That was another reason why Dallas got rid of his ass because he wasn't staying in physical fitness. It's different.
You know, I told the guy yesterday. I'm gonna bring this up. The guy brought it up because I asked him about the Dallas Mavericks. He said, "I'm no longer a Dallas Mavericks fan. I'm a Lakers fan because they traded Luka Doncic. I'm a Lakers fan now."
Well, I like the Mavericks because I like Jason Kidd. I like what he's doing. You know, hopefully he can, like you said, get some more talent over there, man, to help us. You know, his core base, roster he got. You know what I mean?
I like Kidd too, but
yeah, because Kidd is the one who really sparked the sensation of the Milwaukee Bucks, and they got rid of his ass.
Well, yeah, like my boy, he just, like my boy said, Jason Kidd is instrumental to that Lakers championship. He wished he was actually coaching Lakers, but he said that he said that he coached in Dallas, and he was like, but Dallas, he ain't gonna never win nothing there. So he was like, he need to come back to the Lakers and stuff like that. But he said, unfortunately, they got JJ Redick. He wanted Jason Kidd over JJ Redick, but he said JJ Redick is proven to be a great NBA coach now as well. So.
Oh my God! See, why is this is the thing, bro? We're living in a world where people, you see somebody do something, and we just automatically just give them greatness, bro. And they're disrespectful to all the people that come before that had to put the time in to even get to somebody even to qualify them to be great. It's disrespectful, man. And this is what the world is going to. It's disrespectful.
As a matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned
give it time. They don't even want to give it time because I guarantee you, these same fans are saying this shit. If they get knocked out of the round, I guarantee they're gonna rag on him. He a bum. He couldn't do it. I hate a fair weather fan. That's one thing I hate is a fair weather fan, bro. Them motherfuckers worse than the cheap oil on Skid Row.
Well, yeah, and actually, Doc Boss just said the New York Knicks just beat the Dallas Mavericks tonight, which actually, to tell you the truth, I did look and see that earlier tonight. I was looking on stuff on my phone and did come up, and the Knicks were winning, and they actually won by 15. I think they won 128 to 113 or something like that. So, but nevertheless, I'm out. But I just wanted to put that out there so people just remember you are the man, the myth, the legend. And
you are the one.
Yeah,
stop looking to somebody that ain't there. You are the one.
That's right. Take your time. I got you.